The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. The topics discussed may include drugs, alcohol, or be sexual in nature. This show is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. I'm serious. It's dirty. Really, really dirty. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage, sit back, and let's get this fucking show started.
Assemble! You're listening to Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from Fantastic Forum Studios, Los Angeles. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll help you take it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, he is our riddle inside of an enigma, trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Next, he's our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the cowl. He is our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
We'll see how my internet holds up this week.
Huzzah.
What?
Next, he's the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
So I'm drinking Mexican beer.
Got it. In tribute to the Irish people.
Yeah, the ones that went and fought for Mexico in the Mexican-American War.
Huzzah. And as for myself, my name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mary Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We got a great show for you today because we are going to be talking to you all about the new CW shows Superman and Lois, and we will be talking to you about DC Comics' new Infinite Frontier #0. So we got that, and of course the latest and greatest in comic book news, and of course whatever else it is that you all want to talk about. So we got all that coming your way in just a moment. But before we do all that, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, who without him, this show would not have happened. So thank you, Scott. Hope you're doing well. And we want to take a moment to tell you how it is you can get down with Fantastic Forum. Here's how.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
FantasticForum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
Indeed. Fine job, intern. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Although
you.
we have a new Fantastic Forum Discord, I think Joe and I are the only ones there right now. And
I was joined.
Everyone is there.
Mary joined.
But I don't.
Went the next day.
but that link isn't on FantasticForum.live yet.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is okay. We're still freshening up.
Yeah. I don't think we're ready. We're not ready for that yet, I don't think.
I was already going to start charging people. Because there's a button on our FantasticForum.live where you can click to give us money.
I did notice that. I did see that. Which, I mean, I hope we're doing enough that somebody will want to click a button to give us money. But, we're working on it. We're working on that.
With all the money they're making on my financial advice,
on these Mo deals?
Yeah, just be, thank you. Here's $100.
Right. You've already saved that in comics.
Yeah.
You don't have to donate, but it makes you special in our eyes.
Tiger Claw is in chat early. He says, "What's up, Fantastic Forum? Zack Snyder's Justice League releases tomorrow on HBO Max. You guys gonna review it? All 4 hours of it?"
No, we're each gonna take 20 random minutes.
Well, look, the thing is, there's what is it, four chapters? Like, honestly,
No,
we
there's
could-
not 4
more than
chapters.
that.
There's
Yeah,
like
there's like 8,
7.
9.
There's like 7, I think. Look, listen, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it because like we can start there because when news comes, I guess all we got to do is really play news music, right? I mean, if just we want to encourage you to participate in the show, like this. Obviously, you can tell by now we love to hear ourselves talk, but we will talk to you too if you call in, especially if you have an interesting opinion that we would love to like corroborate or tell you that is terrible. Either or you know, you might have an opinion that none of us have ever thought of before, which is rare, but it does happen. So, you know, call in, chime in chat like Tiger Claw did, all that. So, all right, let's play some news music.
Speaking of great ideas,
Oh, what's your great idea?
Stole one of mine, but we'll get into that.
Oh,
We'll get into that later.
okay. All right. Well, that sounds fair. DC is stealing Jay's ideas. Look, usually it's Mo's ideas they steal. Now they've moved on. They're slowly working their way through the entire forum. They're not gonna steal my ideas. They're gonna be like, Marvel, all those. They're like that feels like a Marvel idea. Like, you're right. You're right. All right.
That's because
comic book news. We should have a like current. Well, not like that, but like. I love that. I don't know.
I like it too. All right.
I scoured 4 hours of show to find that once.
What were you gonna say, Oz?
I was all your ideas to DC are why don't you sell to Disney?
No, listen. I really don't want it to happen. I'm not confident enough that Disney will keep those two entities separate. And while an occasional crossover is one thing, like it would really hurt me if all of DC's characters got dumped into the Marvel universe, like in the way that they tried to do with the Wildstorm characters, that would be a bad thing to me. Like that would hurt both franchises, like both like publishers, in my opinion. Like now I know that there are plenty of comic fans out there that would like totally disagree with me, and they're like, no, it would be better for comics if they were all in one universe, and those people are wrong. So I just tell them that.
And they're also liars because the Amalgam books didn't do very well, or none of the crossovers that they used to do all the time. Well, not all the time.
No, wait a minute, Oz. Let's not do like some revisionist history kind of stuff here. Like, because I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're saying the Amalgam books, like, if you're saying they didn't do as good as say the straight up crossovers, I'd agree with you there. But at the same time, I mean, I'm pretty sure
I realized that the Amalgam was a different thing after I said it, so I try to correct myself.
Oh, got you. That's fair. And also too, I mean, I'm just saying, keep in mind the era of comics that we're talking about. Like, I feel like almost any book out today wishes they could sell what Amalgam books did back then. You know what I mean? It's like, and I get it. It's like there's a difference in regards to like, you know, like price point. Like there is an adjustment for inflation kind of thing that you would have to do in the same way how you do it for box offices. But I'm pretty sure those are still more popular books than some of the most popular books out today, which is kind of crazy to think, even adjusted, I think. But you know, but they're not great books. I mean, I'll give you that, but some are better than others. Super Soldier to me was fantastic. I remember Super Soldier, like I would buy that every month today. Superman and Captain America as one person. Oh, jeez.
Now, the perfect time to bring these dudes like a DC into Marvel would have been like a Secret Wars type, huh? Like the Battle World. Because you can even do a totally different story that doesn't really connect, and just use those characters and build off of that.
I mean, I would not mind, like, it like I won't say mine, but what I'll say is if you took DC's characters and they got bought by Disney and they kept like say the houses, like the publishing houses separate, but shared the talent, I would not have a problem with that. Like if you could just go back and forth to Disney and I mean to Marvel and DC from a writing perspective, and maybe occasionally like do an annual crossover between the two or something. Or I wouldn't even say annual, maybe every other year. You know, like try to keep it like somewhat special. But even then, like it would I think ultimately the competition between the two of them is somewhat healthy.
Now, Larry, damn, I almost forgot what I was gonna say.
That old age setting in.
Speaking of, while you think of it, speaking of healthy competition, something else in the news recently, Avatar is the #1 grossing film in the world again, thanks to a re-release in China. The guys at Marvel congratulated them. They even did like a special tweet, like a picture with the Avengers logo like turning to dust with Avatar underneath it. That's a pretty cool image. And yeah, Avatar is #1 again.
Those greedy bastards.
That's it.
Yeah, like, man. Disney just re-released it to make extra money because they own it now, right?
Pretty sure they do, yeah.
Yeah, because Fox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're like literally just lining their own pockets.
Yeah, it's not even healthy competition. That's just one of your kids doing good and the other doing better once.
That's how you make your kids better, by pitting them against each other.
Yeah.
You're hilarious. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a way to, like, you know, I'm sure that there's a way, a healthy and productive way to make your children see, like, use each other as examples and inspiration. But you definitely shouldn't pit your children against each other. Like, I'm no parent.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Sure. And didn't that Chinese woman do it?
Like, which Chinese woman, Jay?
The one with like the super genius. Like one of the kids grew up to be like this like world famous doctor. The other one's like a super talented lawyer. Like super successful. And people were like, you're treating your kids bad. But then you look at the results and like, the kids are amazingly successful.
Yeah, but they won't go to her funeral.
Oh, they will, and they'll be happy.
They'll just be happy. Yeah. Like they went to check.
Yeah.
Confirmed. They're like, yeah.
But you know,
it's rough.
My mother encouraged me to follow my dreams, so here I am.
So. Not only do I believe that Mode just intimated that he's a failure, but I feel like he brought all of us with him. He's like, yeah, here you sorry bastards are with me. Like, wait a minute, Mo. I think we're doing okay. Like, oh Jesus.
I was actually thinking something similar recently.
No,
so we won't get into all my issues.
Man. Listen.
Like, when I get Dr. Keith Abloh for Larry, like we'll do a session with you too.
I don't even know what that means.
Drink to forget.
Remember, because I was going to hire a therapist to diagnose you with your fear of horror movies.
Yes,
I believe there's a correlation with your fear of horror movies and your unwillingness to beat off.
Got you.
He's still going to react to other Lily.
And he still needs to beat off.
I just killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, beat off
to other. There it is on camera.
No. We need that sounds intense. I like it.
Jay, that'll be our #1 video on Fantastic Forum.
Yeah, I can imagine the thumbnail of Lois.
They're like, is that fear? Is that ecstasy? Is it both? I don't know what it is. It's like, and neither does he. No.
You'll coin the term fear ejaculate.
Hey man, don't say stuff like that while I'm drinking. You saw the cup. Come on, man. You're gonna mess up the camera and everything. You know what I'm saying? I got electrical equipment here. I might get electrocuted. Oh jeez. Okay. We're supposed to be addressing Tiger Claw's question here and talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I the news story at least that I was gonna bring up is the fact that this fool apparently released like a viewing guide. Can we just like maybe I'm the crazy one, but I feel like if you make a movie and you gotta like kind of like coach people on how to watch it, something's gone terribly awry. Like, am I alone in that?
You are.
I'm alone. Okay, so you.
It's basically the same way that theaters used to have like intermissions. It's like you're guiding the viewer as to when to get up and go pee and to get more snacks. That's all. Right. That's all the Zack Snyder list is.
No, but here's the thing though. It's like
Big Man agrees with you. Big Man CJS says agreed, Mayor.
Yeah, look, I'm saying like an intermission is fine because sometimes some movies are long, and you all know I'm a fan of long movies. Like I have no problem. Like my attention span can hold for 3, even 4 hours. You know, like I've watched like Lord of the Ring extended cuts. You know what I mean? Like I can do this. What I'm saying is, he's like, yeah, so you should get up here and go do your thing. Take your break here. And then your second break, you should take here. And then the next break you need, which I'm like, the next break I need? Like, wait a minute. How? Like, why do I need? Like, I don't know.
He's like, just pointing out good times to break.
So but we have a pause button.
Well,
no, but
that's the thing. The way he's saying it is that yes, you can pause. You know, it's not a theater, it's not an intermission. You can do what you want, but the way that he's suggesting will help. I forgot the exact turn of phrase he uses.
I guess the flow, like it won't interrupt the flow too much.
Right.
Now, they released the final trailer. So when I heard the story of this viewing guide, like, who gives a fuck about the viewing guide? But apparently Joe does, and I'm sure Oz does.
Oh, I don't care. Like,
oh, okay.
I'll just pause when I need to pause. Like, right. I'm gonna watch it pretty much the whole way through.
Joe wasn't planning on taking any bathroom breaks.
Like I remember when you guys put the news story. I think Oz put it in our pre-production chat. I was like, who even, like, does anybody even care about this? Like, I just want to watch this shit. And
I like as much as I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
That he planned it out that way.
Well, look,
but no, I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to have my bowl of popcorn and I'm going to watch it. And when I need to pee, I'm going to pause. And when I get back, I'll keep playing
it. The first break is basically a whole movie. Like, like the first break is like after like an hour and a half. I was like, I'm like, so that's the end, right? Like, like the end? No. Oh, this is like part 2. Part 2 comes after part 1, like right then and there, huh? Like, okay, well, let's do it. You know. So it's gonna be interesting. It's really like, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'll leave it at that.
Now, did you guys get
Tiger Claw in chat? Says another way around this is you pause, open the app on a mobile device, and watch the rest of it while you're taking it down.
Jeez, Claw.
Look,
you could.
Yeah, but I mean, you're already watching Zack Snyder take a dump when you're watching that movie. No, that's unfair. That's unfair. I do want to be a little bit optimistic about this movie and give him the benefit that he might have every opportunity to make this a good movie and a good experience, and I'm not gonna prejudge it.
Now, from what I've heard, people are pretty divided, with some saying it's great and some saying it's like the worst thing ever.
Now, I haven't even heard somebody say it's great, but I've heard them say that it's better than the Whedon one. But it wasn't like a resounding. What I read and saw wasn't a resounding like, oh my god. I think the closest they came to saying it was great was calling it the theatrical cut. What? Like it never existed. So, but I mean, that could be that it's worse. Like it's such a glorious travesty. But they did release a final trailer. I don't know if you guys got to see it.
I chose not to.
They showed a molten dark side, and it looked. I didn't like it.
Well, did it remind you?
It's a communication hologram passing through a stone.
Like, I didn't watch it. Did it look anything like Omega Dark Side?
I don't know what Omega Dark Side looks like.
I must say yes.
Our book for today.
Oh, is that what that is? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it didn't look like that.
No, it doesn't look like that. No.
And I mean, look, a hologram passing through a rock. I mean, I just saw a hologram pass through a rock right now, and what we're reviewing today, Superman and Lois. I was gonna say Superman versus Lois. Superman and Lois, and it like it didn't look like no molten. It didn't look like molten lava.
Yeah.
Tiger Clan Chat says it's got a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. Compare that to the Joss Whedon cut, which had a 40%.
Well, listen, the Joss Whedon cut isn't a great movie, and the Snyder cut has like a legion of like,
right?
I don't even know what to call the fans but those Snyder. Those Snyder Cut fans, like, I'm sure that they're finding ways to make sure that joint stays as high as possible. And I don't feel like Rotten Tomatoes is a good measure of whether this is a good movie or not. Like, I feel like the measure is.
Well, I mean, Rotten Tomatoes takes normal people and critics, right?
I believe so.
Right, but there's no normal people right now because nobody's seen it other than critics.
Oh wait, so is that 77% only the critic score?
That's no, there was a viewing party. Like, some people have seen it already. Plus the people that saw it when they were trying to watch Tom and Jerry saw it.
No, they only saw an hour.
Oh.
That's not even. That's only. It's barely a quarter of the movie.
Yeah, like technically they got interrupted before their first break.
Right.
Well,
right.
I do know some people actually have seen the whole thing, but not a lot. It'll be more tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Now, the fact that there is no embargo on reviews is actually a telling sign. They're confident or they did a decent job. Yeah.
No, it's not. Look, there's no embargo because there's no reason for there to be an embargo. Either you got HBO Max for it or you didn't.
No, you know for the people who saw it already?
Yeah, I mean, like the embargo, you have an embargo basically because you're like, well, we don't want opinions out there that might potentially discourage people from participating. You know what I mean? Or I won't say that's the only reason, but sometimes there are embargoes that are more, benevolent embargoes, but many of them are just like, hey, we don't want you out there telling people that this isn't that great.
Right. But that would have every reason to do that here. Because, because they want people to subscribe to HBO Max. Like, they would embargo it so that people would actually subscribe instead of read something negatively preemptively.
But
well, that's what Lawrence is saying, that the people that want to see it already have it.
Right, but they're not counting on those people to make millions. They're counting on drawing people in.
No, but I mean, but I'm saying if you're going to get HBO Max to watch the Snyder Cut, you're not going to wait till tomorrow to do that. Like, you're probably gonna order it already, right?
Yeah, I think they've had it for a while.
Yeah,
They've just been patiently waiting.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering that other Warner Brother movies are coming out on that joint. It's like I don't think it's the same kind of thing, is what I'm saying. Like, it'd be different if it was like a one ticket to thing. Like, it's like if I buy this, I get the Snyder cut, and it's a 1-to-1 transaction. But it's like, if you're like, well, I want to see that, it's like I can be watching HBO Max all month and just wait and get, watch the Snyder cut when it comes out on the 18th, or it is the 18th, right? Yeah, jeez, time is flying, man. It's crazy. So but you could be right, Mo. I mean, I will say this though, I haven't seen any reviews until today. Have you seen any before today?
Monday.
Gotcha.
I started seeing reviews on Monday. I started seeing news stories about the feedback on Monday.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty close. It's like one of those things where technically they could have sent press copies out last week and built the hype up, you know what I mean? But I think they're not too worried about it. They're like, you're either gonna watch it or not. Honestly, I feel like here's the thing. I think about myself. I don't have any faith that the Snyder Cut's going to be this amazing thing, but I want to see it because I don't want to trash it having not seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that feels unfair. It's like, I don't want to keep saying, oh, I think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be bad and never know because I just don't watch it. Like, what kind of person is that?
I'm like that with Aquaman and Shazam.
You saw Aquaman, did you?
I saw like the first 15 minutes, and then Shazam I haven't seen at all.
I finally saw Shazam.
That was terrible.
I'm sorry, Mo. I liked it.
You don't have to apologize to me, man.
Hey, man.
Apologize to the...
And I will say, it's not great, but for quarantine time, it's fun. For quarantine.
Right. When the world is dying and, it's a delightful romp.
I'm telling you, man, like, you dodged a bullet. It could have been Shazam.
I'm a little interested in that. I don't like the name, but,
I'm just saying, like, you would, like, I read that and I was just like, oh, well, Jesus, like, turned out Shazam's not that bad. Like, it's not my personal choice, but if you're gonna make a bad choice, Shazam is the bad choice you should make, as opposed to Shazam.
I'm even Superman is looking at people going, Shazam, right? No, Shazam. No, Shazam, right? That's what you mean. I get what you're saying. You're saying Shazam, right? No, it's Shazam.
And I'm mad they didn't go with the other name they were thinking. The Black Madam.
Black Madam?
Yeah. It's kind of like Shazam, kind of Black Adam.
Yeah. There it is. Black Madam. Right. Yeah. Superman was like, they just put a little bit of stank on it.
Yeah.
Shazam! Oh, you mean Shazam? He's like, nah, Shazam! It's like, please, sir.
Sounds like my illiterate aunt saying Jehovah's Witnesses.
Jehovah's? No. Wait, not Jehovah's Witnesses.
That happened.
Oh, dude. Oh, you should not have told me that.
Yeah, and it wasn't my illiterate aunt, but I don't want to say who it is, so I just created an illiterate aunt character.
Listen, I don't know if I will ever call them Jehovah's Witnesses again.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't ever since.
That might be my last time. Because, oh, jeez, Jehovah's Witness. Oh, wow. If I could take it out my brain, I would. Okay, so
Shazam.
Shazam.
That might be the title of this episode.
Oh, damn. Okay. What else should we talk about news-wise?
When's Invincible premiering?
The 27th, I think.
Okay, so we got 10 days.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
close.
Dude, it's not looking good.
How is it not looking good, Jay?
He read the comics finally.
I read the comics finally. I did all 3 compendiums. I didn't do any of the ancillary materials, but just rewatching the trailer after knowing about the comic now, and there's like 2 huge issues I have with it.
2 huge issues. Issue number 1, Jay. Tell us.
Adam Eve's costume. They changed it.
What? In what way?
They like made her. They like gave her short legs, like shorts legs, on her costume. Like it's supposed to be like a one piece. Like
it's like a one-piece bikini.
Yeah, but they made the bottom shorts.
Okay, so she has like hot pants on instead of a bikini bottom, or not bottom, but
is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd have to look at it. But
Jay's pulling it up. I think.
Yeah, I know that.
I am pulling it up.
I'm just trying because I'm like thinking in my mind. I'm thinking like boy shorts, but you're saying they're longer than that.
No, they're look. I saw the preview. I don't even think I noticed. So I'm sure that they're probably shorter than that.
Well, of course you didn't notice.
So the change is the on the right.
Yes.
Jay, really?
Dude, like, it's fucked up. Like, why?
Wait. So
why are they even doing this?
So this like 1.5 inches of material is your issue?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, in all fairness, it's 1.5 inches on each side, so I guess that makes it 3 inches of material.
Well, you look at that crotch shot, and it looks like there's about a good 6 inches of material that shouldn't be there. Like, that's a weird shadow.
Yeah. Shadow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, Jay.
It's like that Groundhog Day level.
Why are they changing stuff? I don't understand. Like, the template is there.
Jay, don't you think that people could potentially look at those 2 costumes and think they were one and the same?
Yeah, unobservant people.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll take it.
No offense, but your eyes aren't the greatest.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
You
see how he goes right for the jugular? Wow.
Right for the eyes.
This is the thing, too. You just don't care. Like, this isn't the first time I've had an issue with the costume. And you didn't care the last time. You didn't care when it happened in Wildcats. When the Zealot's costume had like full butt coverage instead of like the comic where like most of her ass is out. Like you didn't care then.
It was a Saturday morning cartoon, Joe.
And that's even more reason for it to not be happening here. This is an adult animated show. Like it's ridiculous. It's crazy. I don't know why this is happening.
Oh, jeez.
And if they did this, they probably did more. Actually, they did do more because there's my second thing.
What's your second thing?
They changed the race of one of the characters.
Which one?
Amber. Amber is black now.
It's okay because Lawrence thinks they all look the same.
She's played by Zazie Beetz.
Which one is who's Amber?
The guy Invincible, or the girl Invincible ends up dating.
Oh, you know what? I did see that.
Yeah,
you have a picture of that, would you?
I don't. That one.
I mean, but the I mean,
The only reason I say is because like when I watched the trailer, like it looked like the comic, like unobservant. But I guess I don't see color either.
It looks like the comic. Like
it doesn't though.
Well,
her hair is different. Her skin is different.
No.
Like,
the character.
She went from a white woman to a black woman. And see, this is the thing too about it. Like in this day of social justice trying to right itself, we have the perfect opportunity to get a black woman in the voice acting booth voicing a white woman. Like they've been doing to us for like years. And they were like, no, we're just going to change the character.
Well, but
Like,
you don't.
this is some bullshit.
You don't want to do that. Like, that's
no,
not.
I do want that. I do want Zazie Beetz playing White Amber.
Oh, jeez, man. I mean, okay.
I don't like it.
I think you're gonna end up liking it.
Amazing. And I'm definitely over it already.
Got it.
But I had to complain. Like, it's not good. Like, I know I'm gonna love it though.
Like, you better.
It's definitely like, I remember when we talked about the full trailer, and you were like, "Oh yeah, it's actually better than I thought." And then after reading the comic, the trailer is better than I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they had kept it Amber White and kept the costume the same, it would have been perfect. I mean, they're already changing stuff that happens, so why change costumes and races?
I mean, listen.
Go ahead. What's the good reason for it?
I can't give you a good reason. I'll say this. I won't say that it's not a good reason. Or maybe it is a good reason. It's not the reason that I would prefer. But here's the good reason. You don't pay a writer's room full of people to basically remix the story you already told. You pay those people to come up with ideas.
I agree.
And I feel like... Uh-oh. Damn it. I know that was gold, Oz.
Look,
say it again.
I'm gonna,
Hopefully we'll get it this time.
If I can harness Oz... Oh, go ahead. Is his internet better?
Then you don't get writers. You just throw some money to the people that wrote the original book and do that.
Well, Kirkman's a part of it, so it's like he's there.
Is he though?
What does the writers' room have to do with changing the costume? Like,
well, no,
who in the writers' room is like, oh, it's essential to the story that she's wearing shorts now.
No, that's just so that, trying probably to like not sexualize her as much. Like, listen,
you can do that with story.
You can what?
You can do that. You could have her butt ass naked, but if the story is not doing it, it's not going to be done.
No.
Speaking of, she actually ends up butt ass naked in the comic, and it's a sexual scene.
And listen, it's not to say that there won't be moments where she will be sexualized, but I guess the idea is that hey, they tried to tone it down a little bit. That's it. And listen, they're toning. Like, I would agree.
Animated cartoon from the creator of The Walking Dead. That definitely sounds like the thing we need to tone down, right? No.
Like, there's whole covers where he's just covered in blood.
No. See, listen, this is America. We're not talking about violence. We're talking about sex. There's a difference. You all know this.
I know there is, but
I don't know. I was seeing sex on the Grammys, so
I don't know.
You watched the Grammys?
You didn't?
I watched that scene
of WAP.
Yeah,
the live performance of WAP, where they were basically scissoring.
Yeah, live performance.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. No, I didn't even hear about it.
I forget. Lawrence don't know hip hop like we do.
Tucker Carlson was not amused.
Well,
he's never amused.
No one cares.
Let me guess what he thought. Let me guess what he said. What was going on? What are they showing our kids?
Even Oz doesn't care what Tucker Carlson thinks.
Yeah, nobody cares. He's lucky that Bill O'Reilly got taken out like that.
Yeah.
I've tried watching him, but like when whoever he's interviewing is talking, he has like this like resting idiot face or something.
Dude, it's terrible, dude.
Yeah,
he like, smile or something, but I just can't watch it because then I can't take him seriously after that.
It's like shit.
But you look, there's the moron contingent swears by him.
Oh well. I was watching
Women white supremacists.
I I was watching Hannity before the show today.
Yeah.
And I was like, that fool's entertaining. I get why people watch that fool. I don't think he's right. I don't agree with almost anything he ever says. But
right. But he doesn't agree with it because when he was before he got the chance to be on TV, he was a liberal commentator when he was just on radio. So same with Tucker Carlson. It's like, you get to look at Obama like and make money. All right, yeah, fuck my values.
So so long story short, Tucker Carlson is the reason that 3 inches of animated cloth exists. That's why. That's who you should blame, Jay.
In the crotch area or the side area?
Both. All 6 inches now.
So she's trans now, huh?
All that. I hear where you're coming from. I just think that, I guess, keeping in mind that there's a part of me, like, when it comes to these kinds of things, that I'm like, yeah, like, nothing would make me happier than to see an animated, like, 1-to-1 conversion of that comic book into animated form. And I would watch that all day. And a lot of people that didn't read the comic would watch that all day too. But I get the idea that there are some, I guess, Invincible fans that would be like, well, I already read the comic, so what do I need to watch the show for if it's going to do this? And maybe they're trying to think.
Awesome.
Hey, listen, I'm not the one. I watch anime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, not all anime, but obviously I've read manga and watched literal translations of what I read into animated form, and not even like necessarily fluid animated form, and loved it. And felt more enriched by both experiences. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get it. At the same time, though, I'm just like, we live in an era where not that long ago, DC Comics decided they needed to give Wonder Woman pants and gave her like full-on terrible, ugly pant costume. Like, not back in the day, but like, that was what, 3-4 years ago? How long ago was that? It wasn't that long ago.
Well, now in hindsight, it makes a lot of sense that they did that because it was Joss Whedon's design. So he was probably going to say, he was probably drooling over the art. So like, you know what? Let's just give her plants so that he doesn't ruin the proofs, the artist proofs.
So I'm just saying, Wonder Woman in pants, like that's what they could have done to Adam, to friggin' Adam Eve. That's what they could have done. But they didn't do that. Instead, they're like, okay, well, we're gonna take that line and instead we're gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said they gave her shorts.
Yeah.
I don't even think those qualify as shorts, Joe.
No, they're like hot granny panties.
Yeah, I think they qualify as shorts.
I don't think so, Joe. Like, I'm just saying, like, if your girl walked into the room with all of us with those on, you wouldn't be like, oh, you got your shorts on.
It's okay.
You would be like, what are you doing? You would be like, you see all these dudes right here. What are you doing? You'd be like, what are you? And that's with us. We're not going to mess around and do nothing to her.
Well.
Yeah. Who knows you, Larry?
So I got a question. Because it's I've just been wondering about it. Because comic books change the costume just based on who's drawing characters. At what point do you go from being mad to just accepting that that's how it is? Like, what's homegirl Starfire? Her costume changed dramatically, both from comic to animated to live action.
I can deal with changes in the comic. It's when you bring the comic over to a different medium that I start getting annoyed at changes.
Just complete like changes that we haven't seen before. Or you want them to just pick one era and stick with that?
Yeah, that works.
Also, too, though, keep in mind that, when you're talking about Kirkman, like, the artist that he works with, which I don't know if this is a function of, like, you know, what he's doing for the like as far as the company's concerned or whatnot, but like his titles, like his artists are pretty loyal. Like, you know, Walking Dead had what, 3 artists or just 2?
I think just 2.
Okay, so Walking Dead had the 2 artists,
Yeah.
and then I'm pretty sure Invincible only had 2 artists as well. I think.
Yeah,
I think it was more than that.
Maybe it's 3 then.
Like, and I'm not double check.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like guest art. Like, I feel like there's only been like literally when you're talking about like, it's not like I guess a Marvel book where or a DC book where you have a character and who's drawing that character might change like say 3 or 4 times in the year. You know what I'm saying? It's like this joint is like who's drawing this is the same person that's drawing it for years at a stretch. And I think like over the course of, like I said, over the course of Walking Dead, I think it was only 2 dudes. I feel like over the course of Invincible, like it's definitely not more than one hand worth of people. Like they may have had like guest artists here and there, but not like, and I feel like even then it's like for specials and stuff like that. Like I feel like, because I know the dude, dang, I can't remember his name. I feel real bad. The dude that went to go draw Spider-Man.
Ryan Otley.
Otley, yeah. Otley was, wait, was Otley was the original artist?
Yeah.
I think he was the original artist.
And he was the ending artist.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, like.
But I thought he was the only one, but I mean, you guys know better than I do.
No, there's definitely at least 2 artists on Invincible. At least. But I think Joe might be right. Maybe it is more than 2. I think it might be 3. I don't feel like it's more than
Corey Walker and Ryan Otley.
Oh, so it's only the 2?
That's funny. A Kirkman artist is Walker.
Yeah, they threw some word to like aspiring artists, but mostly just those 2.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, yeah, man, I don't know what it is, but so we're literally talking. You don't get a lot of change in regards to like the art, and even then, it's like, you know, like Kirkman or Skybound or whatever. Like they, you know, the art styles aren't drastically different. They're different, but they both fit like the tone of whatever book it was. You know what I mean?
Corey Walker drew Battle Pope.
Yeah?
Correct.
Oh, nice. So, yeah. Anyway, so hopefully, like, look, we'll get to see Invincible soon and talk about it soon as well. Hopefully.
I hope it's not too different.
We shall see. I'm sure we'll get the opportunity to talk about it. So, all right. What else is happening in the world of comics? Mo's ready. Mo's body is ready.
Resident Alien has been renewed for a second season.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Such a good show, man.
Yeah. I can't watch it because Sci-Fi decided they don't want me to see it. And then Spectrum decided they don't want me to see it. So.
Dude, that sucks.
Free Magnum.
You can stream it.
Yeah. Nope. Like they won't let me see past episode 4, and I log in with my Spectrum account, somebody else's Spectrum account, my business account, and nope, no, your account's not good. So Sci-Fi does. I guess they want you to either like get the hub through Peacock or something. Like
Peacock.
Yeah, because Peacock owns Sci-Fi. Like it's NBC Universal.
Check.
I mean, Peacock's
check YouTube because
right?
they're putting them.
I mean, I'll check, but I you know, we'll see.
Weird.
But yeah, Peacock is free, but you can get like everything NBC Universal if you pay for it.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you can get the Saved by the Bell like reunion and shit like that. I know Larry's excited.
Why am I excited?
Because he loves Saved by the Bell.
What makes you feel that way?
Because, you know, they're a bunch of teens that you identify with. Their life experience is your own.
I have no idea what character
You cried when Dustin Diamond died.
I don't know who told you that, but that doesn't sound like a fact at all. I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to figure out like
Widow Diamond, the way he was carrying on.
I'm trying to figure out what character on Saved by the Bell would I even begin to relate to. Like, I don't see myself in any of those children. Like, not then, not now. It's like, look,
it's like Mr.
Even Screech was a little too popular for me. I'm like,
that nerd has friends.
I know. It's like, how come he get to hang out with the cool kids? Why they always let him hang around?
They're not making.
Don't let me do that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Resident Alien. I mean, I congratulated Peter Hogan today, and I let him know. I told him you're welcome.
It's interesting because it's like it's so different in so many ways from the comic.
Yeah.
But it's such a good show on its own.
Yeah.
And it's just like, like there's a part of me that would like to see like I almost like if they did like an animated thing for Resident Alien and it was more like the comic, that would make me really happy too. But I guess they can't do that now because the show's popular enough that there'd probably be people that would be expecting that. And if they got the comic, they'd be like, what is this?
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. But maybe they'll do it anyway, It's one of those things.
They do capture some of the spirit of it, but it's still different. But I honestly, Alan Tudyk is a big part of why it's good.
He's an American treasure.
He's like
he is American, right? He's not Canadian, is he?
He's like there's one. I think he's German.
He is.
Yeah.
You think he is Canadian, or you think he is American?
Like if he's an American treasure, he's probably from Britain or Canada.
Oh no, he's American.
Yay!
But where in America?
El Paso, Texas.
Two dicks for two dicks.
Yeah, I know. Peter Hogan did thank me and Oz for the work we've been doing on Two Dicks on Two Dick in promoting the show. And,
yay!
But yeah, he's really one of the reasons it's good. Like there's
absolutely.
There's one scene where the detective guy, the sheriff guy, says, "I feel it in my balls," and he goes,
"Yeah,
you can't trust your balls; they're nuts."
Right.
and it's like, but he's not even like. The character's not trying to say that as a joke, but it's hilarious. And then he's like, he realizes that it's hilarious, so then he laughs, and he laughs all awkwardly. And I rewound that like 5 times.
Dude, it's so good. But I will say, the sheriff dude is out after Tudyk for me. Like the sheriff is the next reason that I'm like, dude, this show is hilarious. Like any scene with obviously. All the scenes with Tudyk are like just magnificent, but then when there's a scene with the sheriff, like that's the next favorite scene for me almost always. And if they're together, like you said, you rewound it how many times?
Like 5.
There you go. Like that's the goal that happens when these two get together. Like the dude is so good, I'm like, I'm gonna go watch something else he's in. Like
I don't want to see him in anything else.
He's like, you should stop acting after this.
Like, he should just become a sheriff from my town in real life.
Okay.
Look, when they started like beatboxing Amazing Grace, we didn't get to talk about that in our review back when we did our review. Link up here for the Resident Alien review. But yeah, when they started beatboxing Amazing Grace with the deputy, it was hilarious.
So good. Yeah, the deputy's good too, though. Everybody on that show.
Yeah,
is good,
the
though.
cast. It's a strong cast.
It is a strong cast.
They do, they do their job here.
I'm happy to have season 2.
Yeah,
I hope they like expand on things and definitely like feel a little bit more comfortable putting more comic book influence stuff into it.
Yeah.
Now that they're like a successful show. So okay, what else should we talk about? Anything else we should talk about?
I gotta look. There was something I wanted to get to, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. So
I know. I did see that you did put in the thing about Batman, the Batman book that is going to be by Ennis and Sharp.
Oh yeah. That's what it was. Liam Sharp is teaming up with Garth Ennis. He announced it on Facebook, and they're doing a Black Label series. DC
Yeah.
And
finally got away from Morrison, huh?
Well, it was, it was a limited run, and now he's on to the next one.
Morrison's magical powers waned long enough for him to escape the circle. Liam Sharp is free. His talents can be used in other places now. Morrison is not happy about it, though.
Liam Sharp did say that Garth Ennis was one of his longtime friends in the comic industry, and he's never had a chance to work with him. So it's a very special project for him in that respect. And they both their careers have grown side by side. So it's kind of like a full circle thing.
That's awesome.
Send him a message and see if he'll draw some more Bat-Peen.
Yeah.
Was he the one that drew that?
No.
Oh.
No, it was Oz's brother.
Oh yeah, Bermejo.
But we don't have enough, so could always use more Bat-Peen.
Yeah.
Speaking of Batman comics.
Oh, I was like, what the hell is Jay about to say? Speaking of Bat-Peen.
Speaking of Batman comics, Batman The Adventures Continue, which is the comic continuation of Batman the Animated Series, is introducing the Court of Owls in their next storyline.
Dude, I would like to read that. Like, I want to know what Batman the Animated Series would do with the Court of Owls.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. For the same reason, just to see what the Court of Owls looks like in the animated series.
Yeah, let me know if he punches Nightwing in the face.
I will do that.
It's such a good idea. Like, yeah, it's good stuff, man. Those were some amazing. That friggin' initial Snyder Capullo run of Batman, man. Sheesh.
Was it like 20 issues, 10 issues?
No, it's at least like, I think it's like, I feel like isn't it at least 24? I feel like it was like 2 years.
No, it's either 6 or 12 because it fits in one trade, and it wasn't like an oversized trade. So I'm going with 12.
Damn, that sucks. Okay, well.
No, but that's how good it was. Like it was a moment in time that was just so.
Yeah. Big. Yeah, man. I tell you, like, yeah, it's interesting just because, like, because we're doing Infinite Frontier today. I was trying to see if I could finish Death Metal before I read Infinite Frontier because I knew it would like spoil some aspects of Death Metal.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't do it because DC makes their friggin' event books terrible. And so, but I was just like reading what they're doing with Death Metal. And, you know, it's not uninteresting. Like I wanted to keep reading some of that stuff, but reading like Death Metal, Dark Knight's Death Metal, and like thinking about the fact sometimes, like periodically, like this is the same team that brought me those amazing Batman books. It's like I feel like different people. Like I know it's a different moment in time, and I understand that it's like, you know, like there's nothing wrong with the idea that I got 2 good Batman stories in me and that's it. Like right. Nothing wrong with that. But once you tell those 2 amazing Batman stories and people are like, man, we want more, and a company's willing to pay you for more, then I'm sure you're just like, well, I did kind of have this one idea. you know, like, and it's like, you know, like you always talk about the proverbial good load, Mo. It's like that Dark Knight's death metal is definitely not.
You gotta leave them wanting more.
Yeah,
know?
Absolutely.
Like that's the thing. It's like, yeah, if death metal, look, metal did his thing. If you would have just left it at that, because then they did Eternal too, right? Like before that, was that them too?
They did
Batman
what?
Eternal.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know.
But and it's like, you know, you're doing all these things, and it's like, yeah, you're getting an awesome artist and a good writer, great writer to do it. Like, you know what? Put them on something else, and then bring them back 2 years down the line. Even if the idea of death metal isn't that great, it'll have a better impact after.
Yeah.
When they come back, let somebody else add to the mythos a little bit and play with that when you come back. Because I think if like a Tom King would have done some Batman stuff, it would have shaped how death metal would have been after. You know what I mean? And
you said Eternal. I think you meant Last Night, right? Because that's Snyder Capuyo also.
Yeah, who did Eternal?
Snyder and Tinian.
But who drew it?
Those are the writers, though.
It was like, was Steve Dillon or something? Gary Frank? But yeah, I mean, irregardless,
it had a bunch.
Yeah,
irregardless. Dustin Nguyen.
Okay.
Mikel Janin.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, either way, it's like there was a lot of Batman stuff coming out, and it's like, turns out Batmanium isn't that amazing when there's a lot of Batman shit all around.
I could have told you that from the beginning, like just from the
right.
name.
Yeah.
But, Batmanium or Batmanium, either way, it's like none of it's good.
Yeah. But I mean, but the movie that just like has the world record for most people seeing the movie has a unobtainable substance in space called unobtainium.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it might not matter what you call that thing.
You might be right. Listen, there's no accounting for taste.
Well, I think they're counting on people not having that high a bar.
Yeah.
They're banking on it, literally.
So before, well, I should ask the rest of you. Do any of you have any additional news stories y'all want to talk about?
Infinity Train is back, so you're welcome, dudes from Infinity Train. We got you back.
I'm gonna give that credit to Jay.
Unfortunately, it's only back for this 4th season, and then it's done.
Hey, but at least you get a end. You know, you get a good end. You don't have that.
Yeah.
And look, I would say us, because we had that episode titled #Renew Infinity Train. So
right.
we did something.
We did our part. Look, it's Oz. You're right.
It's kind of funny.
Look at him smile. Look how Oz is smiling.
When you look at the industry stuff, we kind of didn't do that much.
Hey, Jay. I don't
look,
like
people. Look, hey, our Patreons don't need to know that.
But yeah,
patrons now.
Like, what? I don't know. I've been following Owen on Twitter, and I'm subscribed to his newsletter, where he talks about the ins and outs and the industry and his project in particular, Infinity Train. It's actually kind of interesting looking at it like as a whole, looking at what happened, and looking at like what they were trying to do and what ended up happening and why it ended up happening. It's interesting.
So what happened? They can't do a show, so they're like, "Hey, we need you to do another one."
Wait, say again?
Like what actually ended up happening is like, oh, we can't film stuff because of the quarantine and shit. Like, can you just animate a new season?
No, what happened was they ordered 2 seasons at a time.
Okay.
So it's like when season 3 came out, they had already been like season 4 was already developed or in development. So it was like there was never a question of whether or not we would get a season 4. Yeah, but they're not allowed to announce stuff like that when it's happening. So
when he would tweet like, "Hey, do renew Infinity Train," like he was just generating buzz for buzz's sake.
No, he wanted 8 seasons.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like the infinity symbol
is 8, yeah.
Right. So he wanted 8 seasons. He was at 4, so he was still trying to generate buzz and trying to get to 8 seasons.
Thinking they would have renewed for another 2, and then he would at least have known he had 6.
Right.
That's interesting.
We might still get it back with Tinian and Capullo.
I will say, this season looks phenomenal. Like they switched up the formula again with having 2 people come in at once, and it just looks like really amazing. Like I think it's going to be really good, and we're not going to get all the answers, but we are going to get a complete story, and that's the important part.
You think they'll do go the comic route since they're not going to get the other 4 seasons?
I'm not sure. Like, Owen's talked about doing stuff before. I know I kind of floated the idea of him doing like a Telltale Adventure style game, and he didn't comment on whether he would wanted to do that or not.
That's a great idea, though.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's a great idea.
But yeah, he said he's open, or at least in the beginning, he was saying he was open to stuff. Now it looks like he's trying to pitch an adult animated show with nudity.
And boy shorts.
That's not Infinity Train.
Right.
Got it.
Like a new project. Adult animated nudity. He could be lying, though. Like, that's fun for him.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you do,
I think we call that pathological lying.
If you do get to talk to him, we'd love to have him at IDW, and I'll put him in touch with the right people.
I will do that.
Why are you guys laughing?
Stockholder Mo.
Yeah, I got stockholder syndrome.
Chairman of the board of IDW.
Yeah.
Moses.
But with my support and my input, we've been not flatlining, but we stayed stable this year in
We've been flatlining.
We've been at a steady pace.
There it is.
Thanks to my leadership, we have now flatlined.
Oh man.
Yeah, I need to have these guys.
So listen.
I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna trend Infinity Train.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. And understand that he might be doing the next project. I mean, one, because, obviously they haven't renewed the new one yet, or they haven't renewed Infinity Train, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen, I guess, for those additional 2 seasons. But sometimes you got to go away and, get your glow up someplace else first. And then people are like, oh, hey, remember you remember us? You want us to do more Infinity Train? We'll do that for you. And,
yeah, I think
might just take
Owen does something else in between to prove that people will watch what he's trying to watch the stories he's trying to tell.
Yeah,
it might be possible.
Yeah,
but it's weird because, and Owen's talked about this a lot, and I've heard someone else speak on how this is most likely the reason it didn't get renewed is because officially it is a children's program.
Mm-hmm.
And so a children's program with all the dark themes and the murder and death, it's uncomfortable for executives. They would much more rather be a more traditional children's area, even though they write it for everyone. Teens, young adults, adults.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It feels very all ages. Like people take from it what they want to, depending on their level.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's technically in that children's animation bubble, that's most likely the reason why it didn't get renewed. So with the third book, they were having like a kind of a hard time pitching that to the execs because it's basically about a cult.
Yeah.
And what the cult leader basically going through an arc. The leader of a cult going through a character arc.
Yeah.
So.
Well, listen. Maybe we'll get those other 4 seasons in a movie instead of a animated series.
Well, he said if he did a movie, he would want to do like a
anthology.
No, a movie focusing on Amelia.
Oh,
who was the conductor?
Yeah.
In the first book. Yeah, because he feels like he feels like he can expand on her story, and like in a way that was interesting and that fans would want to see. And yeah, I mean, I would love to see more Amelia.
I mean, I'd watch anything, whatever they decide to put up, I would watch. But it's just one of those things. So okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I've mentioned to you all before in regards to in the X-Men universe, right? They're gonna.
We don't have time for that. We got to get to the review.
Sorry. Oh, see,
no, I'm just kidding.
Of a bitch, you son of a bitch. They're gonna have this Hellfire Gala, right? Big formal like event in the X-Men universe or in the Marvel universe that's gonna it's basically kind of like equivalent to like the Met Ball in New York.
Okay.
Or the Met Gala or whatever. And
pretend I don't know what that is.
It's basically an event at the museum in New York that's like a big like a party that only the who's who can get into, and it's like all these like high fashion like it's basically a party / fashion show, because as the celebrities come in, they're supposed to be wearing like some of the like most elaborate and ostentatious kind of fashion that you've seen anywhere. So it's kind of ridiculous, some of the outfits that like I'm not gonna do it now because I don't have like a picture of like what some of those celebrities have worn in real life. But for the Hellfire Gala, they're following suit basically, and so you have like high mutant fashion. And I want to show you just a couple. I'm just going to show you just a couple of. They got Russell Dowderman to do some high fashion designs for.
Now, is this a story or is it like one of those like the old swimsuit books where it's
No, it's actually a story, because the event is actually an event that's happening in the continuity of the comics, and they are inviting like celebrities and national dignitaries and all that kind of stuff. But it's also the event where remember how we talked about the voting for the X-Men?
Mm-hmm.
The fan voted member of the X-Men is going to debut along with the new X-Men team at this event.
Nice.
Now, Larry,
like a debutante ball.
Right. Yes. But Larry, higher profile.
I have my finger on the prostate of culture and high fashion and stuff. So, you don't have to do this for me, but you might have to do it for the audience. Who's Russell Dowderman?
No, Dowderman, he's the comic book artist.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought they got an actual designer to design.
No.
Never mind. I'm not interested.
It's a comic book artist.
Yeah.
So this is Jean Grey's outfit, and so this like. The part of like, so the headgear there is like in a like regular kind of high fashion thing. Sometimes they do have like ostentatious kind of like hats and stuff. Yeah. And you know, like literally like all types of like things that stick out all types of crazy ways. But here she has it, but she's using her telekinesis to hold it up, which is actually like awesome to me. Right. And so I was like, dude, okay, I gotta show the guys this.
I've seen that one dude do it with wire. The guy that killed himself.
The one guy dude.
I forget. The fashion dude worked a lot with skulls and shit.
Oh.
You know, I only know one fashion person.
Who's that?
Who's that, Jay? Please, God, tell us. It's gonna be awesome.
Edith Heard.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, she's old school.
There it is. Like Jay has proven he's much more cultured than the rest of us.
But Alexander something, I forget his name. McQueen, that guy. Yeah.
Kendricks is dumb.
You really, Oz? It's dumb? Why is it dumb?
Well, she's holding up with her, right? So she's her power. Capable of being held back, not being power because he was using it to keep that STD.
I think what Oz was trying to say.
Swallow a bee?
I think Oz was trying to say is that he thinks that her using her power is going to hinder her ability to use her power because similar how Cable had to hold back the techno-organic virus with his telekinesis, and then he was depowered. But you know, you're talking about someone that with enough power to wield the Phoenix Force. So
yeah, she's way more powerful.
Yeah, like she could stop the Earth from rotating and then still like scratch her butt.
Also, too, keep in mind that this is for an event. It's not like the field outfit. Like I don't think it's not a new costume as far as I know.
Right. If shit pops off, that shit's falling to the ground.
Right, exactly. Like you don't need to hold that up.
Honestly, they look sharp. Like those could easily be projectiles.
Easy. Like, trust me. Right. But trust me, like Jean Grey doesn't need like she will hold those up and they don't fall just for the flex. You know, just to be like, you can't even mess my outfit up while you're doing your foolishness, and I still took you out. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Like, you wanted me to like stop you and stop being fabulous? No. No. But
she's like RuPaul in that sense.
But here's what I really wanted to show you, though. This is the joint where I'm like, dude, look at this Storm outfit. Come on, man.
She's got a cloud in there?
Oh, wow.
It's literally a storm cloud as like a cape.
And her hair, too.
Dude, come on, man. Yeah. Like, that joint's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, she's wearing weather.
So when's Nia going to cosplay that?
Say what?
When's Nia going to cosplay that?
Listen, I don't know how anyone cosplays a storm, like an actual storm cloud. Like,
paint and lights.
Okay, listen, but I will tell you, man, like, you know, this got revealed. All these costumes actually got revealed in Entertainment Weekly, crazy enough. And
it's not that crazy.
Yeah, well, okay. And it's like people are really digging this Storm outfit. And so I'm sure somebody's going to try it. Now,
her hair clouds too?
I don't think her hair is clouds. I think
that
her hair is
that from behind image kind of gives the impression.
Yeah,
that
which
her hair turns into the cape.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. I'm sure that there's like some sort of atmospheric effect that happens with the hair too. But until we actually see the book, we probably won't know for certain. But I saw this and I was like, dude, like that joint is hot, man. Like that is a cool ass outfit. So, and again,
Jubilee going to the gala.
Yes. Look, everybody's
dressed up.
We haven't seen a Jubilee costume. They only released like a handful of the X-Men. The ones they did do were like they did Kitty and they did Rogue, and they did like they showed Rachel Summers and Cyclops and Angel, you know. But all of those they're good costumes, but they're not like necessarily like, oh man, you got to see this, you know.
Okay.
I felt, but it was interesting, the idea that like what I think the thing, like, you know me, I'm not a fashion horse, like I don't know jack about fashion, but the idea that you could have like mutant fashion and like their power sets play into it. You know what? I apologize, because they did have an Emma Frost, of course, because she's like the one throwing, like the main visionary behind the Hellfire Gala, and she has like 3 different costumes, and hers are cool because they kind of play off of her secondary mutation to be able to turn into diamond.
Oh, cool. Let's see them.
I don't have them.
You fucked up our segment.
I know. so yeah, I don't have all 3 of those costumes, so you know, but
it'll be in the review.
Right. But yeah, so and it's really interesting because the Hellfire Gala is going to start off, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in planet size X-Men #1, which, you know, that's like a play off of the idea of like, you know, you had like giant size X-Men, and they're not even giant anymore. They're planet size, and you know that's all playing into what Hickman is doing with the X-Men in this era. Like he's like, I mean, you know, the Summers family already lives on the moon. It's looking like Storm might potentially colonize Mars for the mutants. And so, there you go. Good job, Jay. So that's one of the outfits. But that's the craziest.
That was like a fur coat because it's frosty.
Right. That's the craziest one. The other 2 are actually more attractive looking ones. So there's Cyclops.
That looks like a Mike Allred drawing.
The other 2 don't look finished.
Well, I mean, they are concept art. Like as far as the whatchamacallit. There's the other.
That's good.
There's not as detailed. I like the other one, the evening gown looking one. That one.
Yeah. No, they're hot. I mean, all the designs are really cool. And it's like, I know there's some people probably looking at this this Betsy Braddock joint, like, what's that about? But if you've seen like the outfits at the Met Gala, like that makes sense. And there's Kitty Pryde. And so, yeah, like and that's Rachel Summers' outfit. So
that's kind of homage-y too, though, huh? Like
and
like some 80s shit or 90s.
Yeah, like her Hound outfit, right? Yeah. When like you first get Rachel Summers, and then this is M, Monet St. Croix, which, you know, like she actually is getting ready to be like the co-star of the X Corp book, and she's one of my like personal favorite characters. Like I like her a lot. And then there's Angel. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Like I'm excited. I mean, it's a good time to be an X-Men fan. Like it's sick. We went through the dark times, and it's paid off. All right. I guess it's time for us to get to some reviews. What do you all feel like doing first? You want to do Infinite Frontier first, or you want to do Superman and Lois first, gents?
Let's do Superman and Lois.
Okay. And I'll say right now, folks, if you all want to call in, if you have any thoughts on Superman and Lois TV show on CW, call in, talk to us. Like, we would love to hear your opinions as well. So let's go ahead and do that.
Comic book theater. Comic book theater.
Theater. Comic book theater.
Okay. Lawrence hasn't watched this show. But what do you all think?
I mean, why don't you wait. Oz, why don't you tell the people?
I love how Joe assumed you didn't watch it.
Right. He didn't even try to defund me.
I know he watched it. I was doing that for the comedy.
Yeah. Oz, tell the people what Superman and Lois is.
Superman. It's supposed to be an Arrowverse TV show, even though they do some things that kind of go against how it was originally presented after the crisis. But it's like Smallville 2.0, where now it's an older Lois Lane and a same age Superman, as Mo describes it. To be fair, Superman
I've recanted that.
And it's Superman trying to keep his family together, which it's a show that I thought I would hate because he's got too many kids. There's a lot about this show that I didn't like, especially but
you're Max Hedgening, Oz. I'm sorry, buddy.
What he was trying to say was, it's the kind of Superman.
No, Oz, we got to wait for you to come.
The job of introducing.
Well, listen. You were doing good, so I thought it was gonna be good, but I did hear at least the last.
I know I was doing good. I'm a professional, but I'm a victim of my circumcisions.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, I agree. You should
he quoted a genius right there, Curly Howard, from the Three Stooges. I'm a victim of circumstance.
Word. Well, you seem to be working now, but you basically you're saying you thought you would hate it, but what?
I thought I would hate it because I hate so many things about it, but I've been enjoying it. The Arrowverse is trying to give Superman his balls back in this show. Like episode by episode, he gets another piece of his ball. Because this Superman was really just brought in originally to make Supergirl look good.
Yeah. Can I ask you this question? So, from a timeline perspective, does this take place in like the future of the Arrowverse, or did the kids like did they go someplace else and come back with grown kids? Oh, damn it. Damn you, Illinois internet.
He's all the way in Milan.
After
it's literally the only question I have. Wait, what? Wait, say that again, Oz?
Type it in chat.
Okay, so I'm not logged in. So you guys watch Crisis, and
yes,
in Crisis he had the baby.
Right. One baby.
And at the end of Crisis, he gets a call from Lois about the kids, plural. But they don't give you the age, so you don't know if they're already grown or two babies.
Got you. So
they assumed it was two babies because everybody assumed it was two babies because they just had one of them, and
right.
So it could be right after Crisis. Just it's been rebooted.
Got it. Okay, that's what I needed to know. Jay, you watched this joint, right?
Yeah, I watched the first episode.
What'd you think?
It's weird the contrast because watching this and then watching because I've been reading Invincible, and it's like,
yeah.
And even for a long time, I felt like, you tell people what's up, like waiting till your kids are like teens to tell them something's up seems really dumb.
Yeah.
And like poorly planned out, a little hateful even.
Well,
it's like, man, like I don't blame your kids for like thinking you're an asshole because you kind of are. I am glad we got. It starts off after he meets Lois, though, because I didn't want to see that. like the keeping the secrets from her. Like, it's weird. I've been reading, watching, playing Superman for years. Mm-hmm. And there are just certain aspects of the character I don't need to explore anymore. Mm. And him coming out to Lois is one of those things. I'm glad we don't do that in the show.
Is that like Batman's parents being killed? Like, you don't need to see that scene anymore? Or is that different?
Yeah, like, I kind of don't need that. I mean, admittedly, Batman v Superman did something really dumb with it that was funny to watch. Mm-hmm. But realistically, yeah, like there hasn't been too much lately that I've seen done with Bruce's dead parents. Except, like, I think the last few things that were interesting about that were like Death Metal, where he brought him back to life, and maybe Hush, which was just using them as a contrast.
Mm-hmm. So you gotta play the Telltale game, man.
The Telltale game? I did. I don't remember. Oh, if you mean him being a crooked billionaire, yeah, that's interesting too. But for the most part, there's nothing new there.
Okay. So, Moses, Superman and Lois, what was your take?
Well, again, it was one of those shows, like how I said, I thought I was going to hate it, but I thought I was going to hate it, but it just, I wanted to hate it.
No, that we believe, sir. That we believe.
Yeah. But it's actually, like, I enjoyed it. It's really good. I think how Joe said you can't, you can't just hide this from your kids, but that's what makes it interesting, because it's not just your kid, it's everybody. Like, honesty is always the best policy. You face your consequences now and then rebuild from there, instead of the longer you drag it out, the worse it's going to be. And that's in everything in life and every TV show. And, it's become a trope now where it's like, yeah, of course they're going to be angrier now. But that's what gives it that meat of that show, that family dynamic. Because they were already like, because he wasn't around because he's Superman, and then he tells them and they know, and it's like, man, I wish you weren't around. Like, go save the world or some shit. Leave me the fuck alone. When you get further into the series.
How many episodes did you watch?
I'm on the fourth one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, I'm watching it. So.
Oh, got you.
I didn't watch it for the show. Like, I'm watching it because Oz would talk about it, and I eventually, I'm like, I gotta check. It's Superman. I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
And as far as this Superman goes, like he said, like, he's getting his balls back with every episode, and it's like, yeah, it's like that, and it's cool, but I really like watching Superman as a parent and Lois as a parent, like, with these kids. And now how Joe brought up Invincible, I'm like, well, look, as good as this show is gonna get, it's gonna suck come like July or something when Jupiter's Legacy comes out, because I see a lot of contrast and comparisons, and maybe influence, kind of, in terms of like, but you're gonna get to see something that was made for that. They're not trying to make Superman into that with this.
Right.
Jupiter's Legacy was made to explore that, and so it's gonna almost in the way that Daredevil ruined Arrow for me. Like, I think Jupiter's Legacy might. So I'm just enjoying every moment I can. Black Lex Luthor, like, I didn't even like when he took off that helmet, and spoilers, it was Lex Luthor, and I'm like, because even Emily was like, well, who is that guy? I was like, I don't know, but for me, it's Luthor. Like, I don't why he doesn't know Lex Luthor. Like, I don't know why he doesn't know Lex Luthor, but we'll get to that. And then,
Did anyone else think the suit looked like Master Chief?
Yeah, it looked like Master Chief.
The suit definitely looks like Master Chief.
Yeah,
but he doesn't know it's Lex Luthor because it's an alternate reality version.
Right, but we don't know that in the first episode.
No, we do because we do if you watch the other stuff, right? Because his Lex Luthor looks different.
This
I don't watch
looks like dude
like
from
Ferret.
From like 2 minutes.
I don't watch the other stuff.
No, you watched Infinite Crisis though.
I don't like.
You don't remember that Weasley little Lex Luthor and that was going around killing all the Supermen?
He tried to forget.
Yeah. Now I remember.
That's the Superman that you just watched. His Lex Luthor looks like that. So he's like, I don't know who the hell you are.
Yeah.
You look intimidating.
But he's also in the suit, by the way.
Right,
so
right.
He's not like he could see through the suit, but clearly he can't. It's lead blind or whatever. He knows all the weaknesses. So but even like the Black Lex Luthor, and then it's like just with a line, no extra, just a line. And this is where I like it, because this is how comics do it. Just one little line of internal monologue or dialogue. It's like, I'm not gonna let him destroy this world like he destroyed mine. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh shit. Mm-hmm. It's already in the multiverse in the second episode, and it's an alternate Lex Luthor. I rewatched the first 3 episodes today at work, and I got a new client, likes comics, and he's like, is there like the way the show looks, he was like, is there a Superman movie that I haven't seen? And I'm like, well, no, it's a TV show and it's on CW. They're about on 5 episodes, I think, or 4. And then I started explaining, because he came in on like halfway through the second episode, and he's like captivated by it, and he's like, Black Lex Luthor. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, people are gonna complain, but like literally with one line, it's like it doesn't matter that it's a Black Lex Luthor. It makes sense, and it makes it interesting. Because now it's a Lex Luthor that's a heroic Lex Luthor that's a villain in this universe because he wants to be a hero for the other universe. Mm-hmm. Same way as the kids seeing Superman can fight Imperiex, but he's got to deal with his teenage kids. Makes it more interesting. It elevates it. And even like the parallels between that and the current Superman, that's not Superman, that's his kid in the comics, like seeing some of those parallels in it too. Like the same things that make that comic interesting to me are what makes the show interesting to me. And Lois being old, like now I decided to pick on something else. Like I guess she got veneers or something. So instead of saying Superman, she says Superman.
Let her live, man. Let her live. She's on TV.
I apologize. And even Liz brought it up, and I'm like, yeah. And she's like, why is she talking like that? Because she's got dentures. But
oh man.
But I felt bad immediately. I feel bad now repeating it. But hey, I can't stop being me. No more than Superman can stop being Superman.
There it is.
You know what I mean? Truth makes him sad.
Look, I hate that I fixate on these things, but it's like the Daily Planet needs my help and something, and anything else. Like, somebody give her a lozenge.
She sound like a slee stack.
Yeah. It's like, I guess you got veneers or something, and look, I fixate on these things, Larry. I mean, but I'm really enjoying the show, and I'm glad for it. I can't wait till I hate the second season.
I can't wait till the CW crossover. I want to see this new Superman interact with, and I need to see how old the other characters are at this point.
Here's the thing. I think if they could keep this in the universe, the moment they try to like cross over and stuff, they're gonna ruin it. It's not
old woman Batwoman.
And here's the thing. I really think this show only has 1 season in it. Like,
really?
Yeah, I think just him. Like, if you make it just about his kid finding out, his kid possibly having powers, him kind of guiding him, and then do the full 24 episode run. What do I care? But you do a complete story, and you're gonna have a great once you start adding seasons, then you got to figure out, okay, the kids things. While it's interesting and meaty, like we got to add new conflicts and like now he's got to juggle the life, and it's like, well, if you want him juggling the life, you should have made the show where he doesn't tell the kids at all. But I predict that by season 3, that's going to be the conflict, and it's going to be shitty.
Well, I will tell you. I mean, you all know.
Oh, sorry, we don't have time for your comic book review. No,
I'm not a fan of this Superman.
Yeah.
I don't like I like my Superman clean cut. Like, and this dude has 5 o'clock shadow throughout, ever.
You could tell when he shaves, and then when they do a reshoot or something, his 5 o'clock,
absolutely,
it goes by. You could see that, track the hours, like how long each shooting took.
It's like his hair grows during the shoot, no question, no question. And I'm not mad at him for being hairy. I'm saying that's something that the casting people should have taken into account to be like,
or the makeup people, cover it up. Use that tattoo cover up makeup.
Yeah, And then I know Oz was talking about, they got these kids, and I was like, what? Like, what? Wait, he has these kids. Like, where'd that happen? When that happened? Where'd that come from?
He likes it when WandaVision did it, but he don't like it when.
Well, WandaVision does it like the comic. This isn't like the comic. They're I don't see no Superman with twins, but I will say that I was like, so I went into this joint thinking okay, I'm really gonna dislike this, and I watched the first episode, and I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed it. Like, it was written really well, which I'm not used to.
Told you that to begin with.
Yeah.
If only someone had told you that 2 months ago.
Well, I didn't believe you, Oz. You're biased.
But I told you.
No, I don't think you did.
I did.
Oh, you got that little.
Someone needs to clip that out. That's what needs to be clipped out.
Write the time code. No, write the time
right,
code.
Exactly. Right there it is.
For some reason, I can't see the clock right now.
142.
Yeah,
142. Goddamn. Look, but listen. It's this show is written really well, which is sick for me to I was taken aback by how much, not only that I enjoyed it, but how much I was like, wow, these characters, they wrote Superman so good. I was able to ignore that he had 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, because he was acting like Superman, which I don't understand how that happens, because they did. How many seasons of Supergirl have there been?
Not enough.
5?
No.
More. There's been at least 4.5 seasons too many of Supergirl. At least. And I don't even know if they're on season 4 or 5.
But Superman's only been in it for 10 episodes.
But it doesn't matter, though, because I'm like, it can't be the same people writing these two different characters, because it's how, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, okay, so maybe they understand Superman. Maybe they just choose not to read comics, and they have a fundamental understanding of Superman that they don't have of Supergirl because they won't read her books. I don't know. But I was just like, no, this feels like Superman if he was in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it boils down to. The only other thing that I can knock, which I'm just like, what is it with, I don't know whether it's DC or Warner Brothers or whoever it is.
Berlanti.
What is this? Well, no, it's not Berlanti, because I'm just like, what is this thing where no one wants Superman to have parents anymore? What's that about? I don't understand.
He's a parent now.
Well, but you can be a parent and have a grandparent. That can happen.
He could literally, the way he would go to Jor-El in the hologram, he could go to his mom, dude, I'm having problems with this kid.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need the hologram grandpa.
Yeah,
it's weird.
You can have. Don't get me wrong.
And I get that, it's Kryptonian AI, so it's probably more like his actual dad. So I'm with that, but at the same time, that guy doesn't know anything about Earth. That fool is just You know,
or teenagers.
Right. I'm just saying, like, and I'm not saying that I need a show with him and his parents in it. I just think it's a strange thing that, like, because technically, you can have a Superman show and his parents be alive, and he doesn't ever have to go to Smallville at all. I mean, I guess technically, the idea is he can't be with his family in Smallville if they're alive. But I don't feel like that's exactly, and that's really the whole thing. Where I'm like he and his family could live there, and his parents live there too, which would actually be an interesting kind of dynamic as well, because you have like the kids and they have their grandparents, and you know, like that, like that might be a cool thing too. But
it'll be like the George Lopez show with X-ray vision.
But all I'm saying
It'll kind of be like Supergirl. It will kind of be like Supergirl.
Wait, why would it be like
Supergirl? Don't got no kids.
No,
or parents, right?
I mean, at the time when she was living at the farm.
Oh, in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I feel that. I get where you're. I didn't realize you were referencing the actual Supergirl comic at that point, so I'm with you now. But what I'm saying is, like, it's just a strange kind of thing. Like, Pa Kent was dead before we even got into like out the preamble. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, damn, like why we take Pa Kent out? And don't get me wrong, I mean, I don't think I like the way Pa Kent looked, but he had a weird thing going on. But I think he had a beard, right?
Possibly.
I don't think so.
I don't remember. I feel like they might have given Pa Kent a beard, and that's.
I didn't really pay too much attention to Pa Kent, like.
But I was just like
in it, like it sucked me right in.
But no, I mean, it's interesting how they cover a lot of territory in that preamble, which makes sense because I know that we've the Superman that we know, or this Superman, has been Superman for a long time, and they're showing us a lot of things that happened off screen, basically. So I kind of get that, and it's like catching people up. Like, you got to treat it to a degree, like, okay, there's somebody here that has never seen any of those other shows. So I'm with you on that. But I was just like, it was interesting because it was like, man, like they're covering a lot. And they did it quick and efficient, and they showed us some stuff that we'd never seen before. And I'm like, like we haven't seen on screen. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like for this Superman, I mean, not ever. But it was interesting, the idea that it's just like they really don't want these parents to be involved in Superman's life. But at least
they did their job already.
Well, listen, right? They're not Kevin Costner, so that's the upside.
I think if this is the Arrowverse, I think his aunt is alive because they found floating Kandor in Supergirl, and Superman and Lois. His aunt,
Kryptonian aunt.
Yeah, and
gotcha.
Superman and Lois went to live up there with them for a little while after they had the baby in the Supergirl TV show. So they could bring in the
Super aunt.
So those kids are Kryptonians. The kids are twins, but obviously not identical.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I know you made that one blonde kid look like he was somebody else's kid, but I mean, he looks like Lois Lane's dad. So,
that's true.
And she could have dyed her hair. I mean, we had a redhead one in Snyderverse. So.
I mean, isn't that?
By the way, that Jonathan Kent kid, man, like that, he is so well adjusted. Like, he's there for his brother. He's like, he should have the powers because he would be a Superman.
Well, and that's where like this can go. Like, I can see that kid with the powers be the villain, and then the hero be his brother with no powers trying to stop him. And then it would make sense to use your words, like in Wonder Woman 84, to actually win the battle. But like you'd have to use your words because you can't beat him physically, and that'd be something to look forward to in 20 years when they reboot it.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
there's a great scene where, because I thought they were gonna do, since the one kid has the powers and one doesn't, I thought the one that doesn't was gonna like be jealous and that was gonna be a conflict thing,
Right.
And it looked like they were going that way, and then there's a scene where like the kid is just like, hey, you know what, this has actually been really good for him and blah blah blah, and I'm like, what the hell, there goes that conflict.
I love that
brothers love each other.
Yeah. I wish I had brothers like that.
But yeah, man,
they're jealous of my powers.
I will say that here's the thing. I watched the first 2 episodes, and the majority of the episodes, or at least, especially episode 1, is not mostly Superman doing Superman type stuff. Even though I will say that, you know, after you get past the preamble stuff, you have like the initial Superman thing that you see, which was like really good. Like he like stops a reactor from overloading, a nuclear reactor from overloading, and I was like, this feels very Superman.
Now,
like,
I did have a technical question, because I don't think that you could stop a reactor with ice like that, but I'm not the expert here. Oz?
You could cool it down. It's not going to stop it.
Right.
It'll buy you more time.
But isn't that like what happened in Chernobyl? Like the water came in, and that quick change of temperature just pressurized more and made it worse?
No, not enough water came in Chernobyl, because they shut down a lot of the safety systems for a test.
Okay.
Damn.
All right.
I also had a question.
Also, there's not that much lead in the actual nuclear plant. Like, you can see the walls aren't lead lined; they're just brick.
So, one of the questions I had though, what's the difference between the regular version and the extended? Like, how different are the 2 episodes?
Wait, is it an extended version?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
On the CW up there, extended.
Oh.
It looked like they're about 2 minutes, but even like I know episode 3 or 2 said extended edition, and it was only 44 minutes, and then episode 1 was 46, and then the others were 44, and they say extended as well. So I don't know if it's 40 for the actual show or 42. You know, it seems like it's only just a few minutes. But they managed to cram extra commercials for that extended cut, I'll tell you.
Nah. 2 minutes of commercials.
Yeah, like I'm about to invest in Regeneron.
Do any of you happen to remember what the additional content was, or if there was any? Or?
I only watched the extended, so I didn't.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. But what I will say is that even though the majority of the stuff wasn't Superman being Superman, the Superman stuff that you do get is done really well. And then the non-Superman stuff is like family drama, but it's done really well too. So it's kind of like, you know, I don't know that I can really complain, because everything I'm watching feels like quality.
The biggest complaint I have, in which is a credit to the show because it's actually kind of stupid, is those giant communicators that they have.
Oh yeah,
to hit the button, because in the Supergirl TV show, what's homeboy's the Olsen, he had a watch with a little tiny button, and he would just push that, and they got like some giant detonator, like
push the button. I know, right? Like Dead Man Switch communicators. Yeah, you're right. Look,
that's a nitpicky. That's a nitpicky thing. I mean, that's you know, you can nitpick any show. It's still good if you're looking for little things like that to hate.
I'm happy to hear.
Unless it's a costume change, then it's warranted.
It's Superman. They change his costume all the time.
You know, the only question I did have, because I did notice that, and I was like, oh, like, wow, like he's wearing the trunks, and then the trunks were gone, and I was like, oh. So, you know, I guess they're like, you can use it for a moment, but only then. Like, I'm sure they paid that family a ridiculous amount of money for those trunks for that, like 6 seconds. But, you know, and they should have paid them. I'm not saying they shouldn't pay them. I'm just saying that it's probably a ridiculous amount of money considering how short we saw it. But I did notice that he did have like the black S for a little bit. Was that because of his dad, or do you have any idea? Like, or
no, that was like his first. That was supposed to be his first coming out as Superman. That's why the kid's like, oh, it's a costume.
Costume,
he's like, oh,
it's the Action Comics #1 costume.
Was the S black in the Action Comics #1 costume?
I think I have it right here. Hold on.
Like, I don't remember the S like having a like. It may not be like the gold, like how, you know, the classic, like what we think of as like maybe the definitive Superman, but I don't remember. Was it black? Man, that's crazy. Maybe it was. No, I don't remember. I didn't realize. If that was the case, I didn't realize it. He is, but he doesn't have it.
I have Action Comics #1.
Look, what printing?
Look, I have Action Comics #1.
Yeah, but it's like yellow and black.
So what? The S is yellow and it has black in between?
Hold on, the picture I saw was small, but I think you can see it.
Okay.
Too much.
I don't have it here.
I can't see it. I don't know.
Okay, I'll try and find a better picture. Hold on.
We're Mo, were we? No, it wasn't us having a conversation about. Go ahead.
Just looking through the Superman S throughout the ages. In the 40s, he had the black with a red S. So if that might be what they're referencing, but the original one is a yellow shield with a red S.
Oh, okay.
The Kingdom Come one is like like back to that like 40s style.
Yeah, and that's what it looked like to me. It looked like the Kingdom Come one, but I know that in the Kingdom Come one, it was because he was mourning, and that's why, like, I was wondering, like, was he wearing that because he was in mourning, or like I feel like the black S isn't like the typically what you get. Yeah, that's red and gold, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I was wondering that, but don't get me wrong. It wasn't like I was like, oh, he shouldn't be wearing that. I was just more so wondering why that was the case. But
it actually reminded me of Red Sun.
That's interesting. But I will say again too, like I think Mo, you hit the nail on the head too in regards to Luthor. Where it was just black? Like, well, not that he would, but the fact that they kind of like one line and it's like, oh well,
that's all you need to know.
Yeah, it makes sense that he looks different because he's not the Lex Luthor from this earth or this world, you know.
What one nitpicky thing I would have liked was for his like computer or AI to be Brainiac.
Lex Luthor's?
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny because I was thinking, like, I wonder if it's gonna be like Mercy, but it shouldn't be Brainiac. Like Brainiac.
I hope it's not Mercy.
Well,
she's not supposed to be an AI.
Well, that universe,
Mercy an acronym, and she's an Elseworld.
Yeah, it's like Jarvis. Like I didn't want Jarvis to be an AI.
Right.
So let's just have our people be people and our AIs be AIs.
No.
Well, it's different.
In fact, we're flipping the whole script. All the people are AIs now, and all the AIs are people now.
They flipped the switch. I'm sorry, forgive me.
Yes.
What's Superman's butler name? Helix? Is that it?
Oh, the robot butler?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's robot number 5, right?
No, that you think of Johnny 5.
No, because there's the robots and they each have numbers.
They do have numbers.
And like Robot 5 is the butler.
I don't know what number is what, but I think they're all like they have a name and it is a number that follows it.
Helix is usually
Robot 6.
You got all their names there?
Yeah. But yeah, so
another nitpicky thing I have.
Kalex.
What is it?
Skrillex?
Kalex.
Skrillex. What's the other nitpicky thing you have?
I wish that Superman was buffer.
Yeah, it would be nice if he was bigger. But, you know.
At least the outfits they put him in some of them, he just looks like a thin dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, look, if you're going to make him be Clark and Superman, like, you got to hide them. Give him something baggy or, you know, a little clumsily put together. But it's over here looking like he's on a GQ shoot for a barbecue. And he's all skinny.
In the last cartoon.
Yeah.
Where he was big, but he just wore, like, over baggy clothes.
Yeah.
And, like, wore them sloppy so that he looked smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this show did get somebody to sign up for CW app at work. So.
Shut up, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna watch this when I get home.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Like,
it's a good show. It's a look. I did not think I was gonna enjoy it. I did not think I would want to watch it anymore after we reviewed it today. But I will go watch the other episodes because it was interesting. I will say
to watching Batwoman.
Say what?
I'm gonna go back to watching Batwoman.
Oh, dude, please don't. Come on, man.
It's getting really good.
No, listen. What you're not gonna convince me of is that it's getting really good. Like, there's no way. I've seen too many.
See, Joe, like, if you really want to get him to watch it, that's how we got this segment, is me interrupting a regular segment by talking about how good it is on the previous show. So you got to do that next show. Interrupt with how good. Do your impromptu review during one of his X-Men segments or something.
I'm watching.
I will do that.
No, when do I get to do X-Men? I can do X-Men segments? I didn't even
You
realize.
just did one earlier.
I did a news story. That's not an X-Men segment. It's a news story. Whatever. See? That's why the internet hates you.
He did more production for that X-Men news story than he did for this segment.
What?
He had pictures and
he does.
I had 2 pictures. What do
picture?
you want me to have for?
Oh,
It's a TV show. You want me to have what? Footage?
Yeah.
Or what you like? You want me to bring in actors and actresses? Be like, oh, and here's Superman's beard.
I want that Superman to just hang out behind you while you're talking. Like,
He'll just nod. He'd be like,
if I had thought of it, I would have recorded the death scene because that was pretty funny. Like, we could have played that and showed people.
Which death scene are you talking
about?
Pa Kent's death scene?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Why is that hilarious?
Because it's an old man falling down.
Oh.
Like, that's just comedy.
It's like when Hans Moleman got hit in the balls with a football.
Right, exactly.
It's funny when people live. When they die, it's not funny anymore.
That's not true.
I laughed.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Oz, what would you rate Superman and Lois? I still don't like that title.
4.5.
Somebody's touching their cable.
Oh, well, this sounds great now. 4.5.
4.5. Got it. Moses Magnum, what would you rate Superman and Lois?
Like, I would give it a 5. Because, honestly, it's, aside from the Christopher Reeve first Superman, like, I think this is the best Superman we've ever gotten aside from comics. Like even, it's interesting. It's an interesting way of giving you something that's not directly adapted from the comics and it's done well. Like the cinema, like they use these like great cinematic techniques, so it doesn't even look like a TV show. It looks like an HBO show almost. And I know part of it is because they want to emulate the Snyder look for like Man of Steel. Like even some of the funeral shots, procession shots, were like were motifs of Snyder's, and it's like Snyder should have hired these guys to write his shit. And because like the Superman's done well. The kids are good. Like I want to see where this goes, and yeah, I can't think of a negative other than the stuff I've already mentioned that I'm never going to mention ever again about Lois's dentures. But yeah, 5 out of 5 for me.
There you go. Jay, what would you rate Superman and Lois?
Honestly, I could take it or leave it. I'll give it a 3.
That's fair. As for myself, I have to give it a 4, man. It's really good. It's not perfect Superman to me, but I mean, it like, especially like as far as these like many of these CW shows go, it feels different to me. It feels like a different level of writing, and it's not as action heavy as some stuff, but when the action does come, it feels like Superman, which is not easy to do. Like, I can't say that about every Superman movie I've seen in the last like however many years. So
or some comics.
Yeah, or comics.
That's kind of like, for better or worse, I judge things based on the comics. And if like this one, like I wish it was a comic. And Jupiter's Legacy, yeah, it was. Yeah, but the characters are very different than the characters in Jupiter's Legacy, but I can see a through line in themes.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4. And I would recommend you to watch it if you haven't already, because if you want Superman like content, you're gonna get it here. So there you go. All right, let's talk about Infinite Frontier 0.
Woo! Comic book
review.
Comic book
like
review.
Well, not like that, but like.
I like that too.
I just realized we should have played that while we played that little video of the comic we're reviewing next week.
Oh, maybe, sure.
That way people don't have to hear the song and just see us going like this.
I think they like that. No, I don't think that.
No.
Anyway,
they don't know what to like. We gotta tell them what to like.
Right.
I'm glad no one's listening when I said that.
All right. So, Infinite Frontier number 0. Do any of you gents want to kind of recap it, or do you want me to do it?
Let Oz do it.
I'll tell you what to talk. If I was afraid, he's gonna sound like Max Hedren.
Look, I can do it, but
I can do it.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not all caught up on the other stuff, so I'm lost.
So, that's fair. Listen,
yeah,
that's fair.
The end of
right.
You don't need Future State for this, by the way. Future State is right. Break.
Right.
And she mentions Future State briefly, Wonder Woman, when she says, "Oh, I got visions of the future," and it's possible futures, but you can forget all that nonsense. This is the first book right after Death Metal. And at the end of Death Metal, Wonder Woman basically becomes a god to fight the Darkest Knight, who has godlike powers and has already defeated Perpetua at that point. And in doing so, when actual DC Universe gods the creators, whatever you want to call them. They have a name for them in the book.
The quintessence.
Not even the quintessence. It's above the quintessence. The actual creators of the Omniverse. They see they see in Wonder Woman something good, what humanity could be, and that's enough to restart the multiverse in her image, something like that. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in those books, but that's the basic gist of it. And so this book opens up right after that, right after Wonder Woman has convinced God essentially to let this universe restart and leave it alone. And now she's got these godlike powers, and so she's in front of the quintessence because now they want to make her the sixtessence. I thought it was quintessence because there's 5 of them, but now they're asking her to join. So the sextet.
Are there 5 of them? I thought there were 6.
You don't count Spectre because he's like their herald.
Yeah,
he's a messenger. He's not part of them.
I count him.
I like the Spectre.
I mean, we all like the Spectre.
No, but I like him here because it's kind of like the Kingdom Come. Like, yeah, let me show you what's doing.
Yeah. So, but no, I think you're absolutely right, Oz, in the sense that you can definitely, like, Future State is like a placeholder while they were getting this stuff ready, and you go right from there to this book where you basically have Wonder Woman kind of just checking in with everybody.
Yeah, well, Future State is the way I read this book is they make it seem like Future State is where things could go,
right?
But they don't necessarily have to go. But this book is a bunch of stories that, like, it's Wonder Woman being shown her friends, and she wants to know that after the reset, everybody's okay. And as they're telling stories of different characters, you kind of see the beginnings of what we saw in Future State, like the guy Nakano or whatever has been elected mayor, and in Future State he turns Gotham into basically a police state. You shoot anybody with a mask on sight, and you see the beginnings of that in the story, the Gotham story in this book,
right?
So I don't think it necessarily will become what Future State was, but that's a possibility. And now we're actually going to see where the world is going to go.
Right. So, I mean, the book is basically like, you know, kind of your prototypical or classic vignette of different, like, you know, it's a book where that allows you to kind of preview where all the different characters are going to be in their respective books throughout, you know, which is, I mean, it's fine. It's a little strange to me though, because I know that, and I don't know if it's a COVID thing or whatnot, but this came out like after some Infinite Frontier books had already launched. So, like, under normal circumstances, a book like this would have come out first and maybe potentially gotten you kind of like interested or hyped about the books before they come out. But
have they though? I only have one Infinite Frontier book right now, and that's the Batman one.
Well, I mean, I feel like last week at least like 2 or 3 of them launched, right? Because I feel like I got the new Swamp Thing last week. And which Swamp Thing actually isn't featured in this book, even though they do show him in like a panel or something like that. And I don't know. I feel like there was another book. There's at least 2 or 3 books that launched already
Okay.
And then there was some that came out today as well, which, if it comes out alongside, then, that's fine. But, I will say that I think generally speaking, when these books come out, it's usually like beforehand. So you could be like, yeah, I want to mess with that. And then I didn't realize, but I guess there's going to be an actual Infinite Frontier like event in the summer.
That makes sense.
So they didn't highlight it at Comic-Con.
At home. Right. But there's like an Infinite Frontier, like there's going to be an Infinite Frontier #1 coming out, I think July, it said. So yeah. So I mean, it's interesting in the sense that if you're like, okay, well, what's the current state of the DC universe? Like, this is gonna give you like a little taste of all the things. Like that was a big moment right there that Jay just put up about basically the mantle of the Flash getting passed back to Wally West.
There's a lot of people that believe Wally West is the best Flash.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of Wally fans out there, but I will say it's kind of wild, like, and this gets mentioned where he's like, talks about Wally West kind of trying to redeem himself. Like, Wally West has been through a lot in these last like couple years, and I will say, like, the DC universe is being pretty kind to him, considering that he murdered and attempted to murder a lot of people.
No,
the end. I know, right? Look, everyone has to be quiet on that one. They're like, "You're right." No.
That last image Joe put up of, I guess the DC.
Yeah.
I didn't see no Shazam there.
Shazam.
That was just a peek into.
I like Shazam. I think we should call it Shazam.
I'm gonna call him Black Madam.
Black.
Yeah, he's there. He's at the bottom.
Is it weird that they took Black Adam, a character of color, and made him white?
Listen, man. This was like this whole Shazam thing. Really, like, I'm like, man, like, it's messed up because like all that's only for that movie, right? Like, they're literally trying to make Black Adam a hero.
Yeah,
so
but you don't call him Black Adam. You don't have to change his name.
Well, he's gonna go by Black Adam.
I think in the movie he's gonna be a villain at some point. I mean, he's gonna fight Shazam.
Listen, no,
that's gonna be terrible.
I don't think so. Like, I think it's The Rock. That fool's gonna be a good guy by halfway through the movie. I promise.
And if he would have to fight Zachary Levi.
I mean, he's a bad guy, and he's played a bad guy before. Like,
no, I'm not saying times. I'm not saying he hasn't played the bad guy before, but he's not the bad guy as the star of the movie. Like, like, I feel like the last time he probably played an actual bad guy was literally like what? Scorpion King?
The Mummy.
Doom.
That's Scorpion King is what I'm like. I'm sorry, The Mummy 2, right? Correct, because in Scorpion King, you're right. In Scorpion King, he was the hero.
Yeah, he couldn't even, and that was before he was like the Rock movie star. So he couldn't even be the villain as an unknown.
So yeah, so the Mummy 2 was the last
time
he
a villain in
the movie. Was after that.
Yeah, Joe mentioned Doom, but there's also that people try to forget Doom.
No, but Doom, he's not the star of Doom. The star of Doom.
He's on the cover.
Yeah, but he's not the main character. It's whatchamacallit's the main character.
Carl Urban.
Why do you remember that?
Why do I remember who the main character of the movie is?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just remember. I don't know.
Carl Urban is an amazing national treasure, just below Two Dicks.
Yeah, but Doom is an amazingly terrible movie.
It is a bad movie, but I do remember The Rock.
How bad it is.
I do remember The Rock not being the main star of it, though. Like, don't get me wrong. He's definitely like they try to put him right up there with Urban, or I should say try to.
When Dune came out, I remember it being billed as a Rock movie.
Right, but the actual movie is not the Rock movie, though. It's called Urban.
Right, but he was the big that they build the movie on.
No, I mean, listen, The Rock was a bigger name.
They didn't build it as a Carl Urban movie. They built it as The Rock.
And here's the thing: I don't feel like they built any movie as a Carl Urban movie. Like, the dude is amazing. He's really like he should be a superstar, but he's not. I don't know why. I don't know why, because he's a better actor than everybody else in the movies that he's in with. Like,
I want him to be in the Steve Blackman biopic.
The Steve Blackman biopic.
Yeah, the Lethal Weapon, the pro wrestler.
Oh, you want him to be Steve Blackman?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then The Rock will be in it and steal all the thunder too.
Playing himself.
Yeah,
I love it.
I want him.
That's messed. Wait, it's kind of messed up that The Rock could play himself from like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
like that's messed up. Like nobody would even be like, "Oh man, like why is old ass Rock here playing young Rock?" They just be like, "Nah, man, that's The Rock." Like that will look.
Put some hair on it, a fanny pack, you're done.
Right, that's it. If anything, they'd be like, "Man, he's actually a little too buff to play young Rock." They'd be like, "He needs to lose some muscle."
I know the movie where he put on the extra muscle too.
Wait, the movie where he put on the extra muscle?
Yeah, Pain and Gain.
Wait.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's a good movie too.
That's where he doubled in size.
Yeah.
That's Michael Bay's best work.
And then did Hercules after that.
Is it?
He brought
the only thing that can even come close to Pain and Gain is like Bad Boys 1.
Wait, by the way, hold on. He's a villain in Pain and Gain.
You're forgetting about the Got Milk commercial.
Wait, what?
The Got Milk commercial. That was Michael Bay.
I gotta make a sound effect for the Joe Vortex. like now going into I gotta figure out how to do it because literally, like, I know it's gonna go into like it can lead to great conversation, but we gotta let the audience know that it's a Joe Vortex.
Listen, I was thoroughly confused because I was like, Joe's like the Got Milk commercial. I'm like, what are we talking about?
He directed the first Got Milk commercial.
The Raymond Burton?
Alexander Graham Bell. He's in the museum, and then he can't get to his milk to answer the radio contest.
No,
or not Bell.
No, Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr. Yeah, no. I mean,
that was Michael Bay.
No, I mean, okay, but I mean, we could.
That is the best.
I mean, I also like the Bay. I thought that was good, but not as good as the Got Milk commercial.
Oh, dude.
You talking about a 50-year-old commercial?
50.
Yes.
The messed up part is that commercial is like what, 25 years old though?
It was in the 90s. That's at least 30.
Was it in the 90s?
I remember in the night. It might even be older. Now I gotta look it up.
Look, it was like it had to have been like 93, 94.
Oh no!
Because I was in like 5th grade.
Oh man, Jay.
Yeah, you're old as fuck.
Golly, that's sick. That's sick.
And then there was the other one that was really good. I think it was so good. I think Michael Bay did it, where it's like he's eating a bunch of Oreos and then there's no milk, and they ask him a question. He goes, "Oreo."
That was 93. The Ellen Burr.
Come on, dude. That's like 30 years ago.
Yeah, you know when you're old, you know you're old when you have when you get to age gate and you have to start scrolling.
Well, for me, it was when I would look at people's bios and they used to be older than me, like actors and porn stars and stuff, and it's like all of a sudden they're like my age, and then out of nowhere they're like way younger than me. I'm like, fuck. What have I done with my life?
When your favorite porn star as a teenager has
Right.
died.
It's like, that's age inappropriate.
I'm sitting here like, why are you all looking at porn star bios?
No, on IMDb, like you click the you click the bio of an actor, like, what's this guy's background? And then you see their birthday, and it's like way younger.
That's funny. He thinks IMDb is Mr. Skin.
So, where were we? Infinite Frontier?
Yeah.
Green Lantern?
It's the Joe Vortex, man.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, so Green Lantern, sure. Oh, Teen Lantern. So
she's in the Green Lanterns segment.
Right, which is the Green Lantern from the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Right. Which for a minute I was like, she looks different. And then I was like, oh no, that's what she looks like. But
you thought she was Jessica?
No. I didn't confuse her for anybody else. I knew who she was, but I hadn't seen her in a while. In fact, like I had like I probably wouldn't have remembered her if I hadn't looked at Teen Titans comics recently. And so, I was just like, oh yeah, okay, no, that is what she looks like. But yeah, that like, and even the idea of them like breaking up friggin' Jessica and Simon Baz, I was like, oh wow, I haven't been reading Green Lantern books really. The last one I read were Far Sector books, so I hadn't really been keeping up, and so I was just like, oh, like
they're not. Baz and Cruz are not in the Green Lantern book because that's a Hal Jordan book that Morrison has been butchering.
Right. No, that I knew. That's why I'm not reading it.
Those two are in the Justice League books right now, I believe, because they're the Justice League Lanterns.
But apparently now they're broken up.
Before Death Metal, before all that.
Right. Before that. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. And
but
so
it's not a surprise that they get broken up. I mean, it's essentially a paramilitary police force in space, so they get reassigned all the time.
Right. And it'll be interesting because it's like, so was Morrison's Green Lantern, was Hal Jordan the Green Lantern of Earth or no? I don't remember.
He was like a multiversal lantern. He's not even on Earth.
Okay.
He starts on Earth and it's just crossing through dimensions.
So Baz and Cruz were basically Earth's Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
But now they may not be anymore. So
maybe, I mean, they got to figure out the main thing in that story is they're trying to figure out what's up with this Teen Lantern. How did she get this equipment? Who gave it to her? And at the very least, she needs training. So they take to get trained.
But then they don't ask her, or they just haven't showed us asking her.
They don't show it. I mean, you're right. If you're wondering why something happened, you should ask the person, hey, so who gave you this? And not like, well, we need to find out how she got this.
Let's take her to Oa. We'll definitely get answers there. Like, oh, okay. Well, yes. Yeah, so okay. And what's going on? Well, okay. Let me say this. Like, just switching subjects here, because I did find that interesting about the Green Lantern, and I know that there's a Infinite Frontier Green Lantern #1 coming out. Like, I don't know if that's this month or next month, but soon. What's up with Jeff Johns? Like, just bucking the format for this Stargirl piece. Like, did you all notice that? And were you all perturbed by it at all, like I was, or is that just me?
I was so enamored with the art, I didn't notice what you're talking about.
No, Jesus
Yeah, I didn't bother reading it. I just looked at the art.
Look, I'm just saying, like,
here's the thing. A lot of this book, while it is a compilation of everything you need to like kind of read to see where all this is going, a good chunk of them I didn't give a fuck about. Like, I know I'm not going to read it past this, so I'm not going to, like, I'll just skip through them. And then the Stargirl one, like, it looked good, and I enjoyed the art. It reminded me of, like, when it came out initially. Like, it almost looked like a reimagining of that first issue. So I'm like, oh, this is that. So I just looked at it.
So like, what were you referring to exactly?
As far as, like, taking it out the story?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because, you know, every other part of the book basically kind of has, like, a bit of a lead-in from the Spectre and Wonder Woman. And then you get to the Stargirl part, and it just starts like a Stargirl comic, to the point where, for me, I was just like, is this like an ad, or is this part of the book? You know, like, I wasn't sure, because I was like, even the art, like, I knew there's different artists in every section, but the art, I was kind of like, well, I don't know. It looks like almost disconnected from everything else that I've seen so far. And I was like, I'm wondering if this is an ad. And I flipped to the front, and I was like, oh, no, this is actually part of the book, too. I'm like, okay. But it was definitely, like, it completely took me out of the book.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was part of the Stargirl book, and they just reprinted it here.
Easy. Like, that's what it felt like. Because it's like the commentary is, like, it just jumps into her thoughts, which is okay for you to do eventually. Like, I'm not even saying like you got to need a whole page or anything, but I'm saying like, Todd didn't want to draw like one panel of Wonder Woman and the Spectre. I don't believe that. So it's like, that leads me to believe that, yeah, like they literally just, like, you know, Jeff was like, well, just stick the first like 4 pages of Stargirl in there. And it's like, my dude, like, why don't you care about comics anymore? If that's
he's a free agent now. Like, he's got his whatchamacallit, his image book coming out in the next month or so.
What's his image book?
He's got an image book. It's him and I forget who. But yeah, they're like he's doing his creator own shit. So like this, really? Honestly, I think this Stargirl book was something that was supposed to come out in like March last year.
I'll be honest, I read it and I did not notice.
Yeah, you didn't notice the difference in the format from that versus every other part of the story?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
and I read all the stories.
And that's the thing. For me, it's like, it didn't even have to be like a panel of them being drawn. Like, it could have literally just been like a caption box. But they didn't even do that. You know what I mean? It just kind of like abruptly went from whatever it was before, which I don't remember what it was before, to the first page of Stargirl. And I'm just like I don't. I feel like there was something that
Superman.
From the Superman to the Stargirl?
Yeah.
Oh, or was it was Jonathan Kent Superman though, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
I really enjoyed that segment.
Yeah, no, that was interesting. I agree. And so, you know, which I didn't know they were going to continue that in like after Future State. So that's interesting.
No, they might not.
Oh, you don't think so?
Oh, you know what? No, I'm sorry. Green Arrow and Black Canary was before Stargirl.
You didn't think they would keep going with the Jonathan Kent stuff?
Well, that's Superman, maybe.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I don't know, because, like, before Future State, he wasn't aged up like that, right?
He was. He was in the future with the Legion as their Superboy. And the Legion described him as being the actual best Superman ever. Was his destiny.
Even better than Steel?
Oh, Jay.
Yeah.
Why are you
Although
saying
I mean, I took Legion off my pull list because it's dumb.
Telling you, man, you got to read that Star Trek Legion Lost, man.
There you go. So yeah, but the Supergirl story took me out of it. What you all think of the Batman?
You said Supergirl or Stargirl?
Oh, I'm sorry, Stargirl. I'm sorry, there was no Supergirl. Stargirl.
But they show her, but they don't do a story of her.
Right.
She has a sword.
Word.
You said what we thought about the Batman?
Yeah.
It was okay.
I like it. It's violent.
Okay, there it is.
I don't like that they said
put that on the back of the book. I like it. It's violent. Jay, Fantastic Four. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oz.
I don't like that they said Bane was dead.
Now, when you say you don't like that, it's because you want Bane to be alive, or you just
Bane is a huge Batman villain, especially after what he did to Alfred. Like he's a big thing in that universe, and for him to just go like that, I thought that was just like a random prisoner that was put in his place, and it still could be, I guess, because he was kind of like Jokerized. But I want more stuff with Bane because I like some of the stuff they've done with him recently, with the whole City of Bane and all that stuff. And his interactions with Damian too were great.
I like when him and Batgirl were hanging out.
So, but I mean, if they kill Bane, it's like, he can be brought back, right? I mean,
yeah, but I that's always stupid too.
I mean, tossing Bane in a Lazarus pit wouldn't work for you?
Or inject him with venom laced with Lazarus juice?
No.
Wouldn't that make him crazy?
That sounds super crazy right there. Like you can't take Lazarus
also
like directly in vein.
You'd be injecting that into a Jokerized Bane.
Right.
That would be laughs.
It's like I played Arkham Asylum. I'm good.
The Bane who laughs. I like it.
Yeah.
Overall, this book, I like the concept of giving me everything that I'm going to be reading in the next few months,
right?
In a short form. Like these are always fun. Some of them hit better than others. The art is on point on all these. Like, I really enjoyed the art overall. And even like you saw it in that little slideshow earlier, that where it just says Infinite Frontier, like that just looked great. And it's enjoyable, but you can pick and choose which book you're going to read easily,
right?
From whatever captivates you here,
right? And so, what would you rate it, Mo?
I would give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Fair. Jay, what would you give Infinite Frontier 0?
I would give it a 4. Like, I liked it, and I agree with Mo. It's good to have something to let me know what to buy in the future. So, like Green Lanterns and Batgirls. Which, I actually had that idea when we were talking about DC, like what we would do, the titles, and I said Batgirls, and you were all like, what? Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
But you see what it means.
No, you're absolutely right. And there were Batgirls. And I don't like I didn't know if Huntress is being like facetious or if she really couldn't remember, because I know that it was like
she was joking.
Yeah, she was joking.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, like, stuff has been rewritten, so I don't know. Like, maybe there was no Birds of Prey.
Well, I know Barbara had an issue with Birds of Prey a couple times, like when she wasn't at the helm. And so I know she like fought for them to like stop a couple times, or not fought, but she tried to get him to stop it a couple times. So Huntress is taking a jab at her.
Got it.
Like you're doing what Birds of Prey was doing.
Got it. But no, I would be interested to check that book out with those four in the cast, and see whoever else they decide to have show up, if anybody else. But that would be enough, and it seems like it would be interesting. So, Oz, what would you rate?
It's 4. 4. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. It introduces you to the upcoming slate of books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And no, I agree. I think it does a good job of introducing the slate and letting you get a taste of what it is that you might be interested in and what you want to buy next from DC. Even though, like I said, it does leave out some books, but there's a little, little pages or little panels here and there for other ones. I think I would give it a 3.5 as well. So cool. Gents, anything else we want to mess around and make sure we mention before we get out of here tonight?
I don't like that.
Go ahead.
I don't like that Michael Conrad is writing with Becky Cloonan in these books. Like, she never writes anything by herself anymore.
Oh, no?
No, like, they're all together. I mean, the stuff they do for Mystery School Comics, like, they do alone, but they're not putting out stuff there because they're working on DC stuff. And
is she drawing too, or
No, she's not drawing at all.
So
she's just co-writing with him, and he's a dude that's relatively unknown. And like, I know from reading her webcomic that she's been in love with him since she was in high school, and now like they finally got together a couple years back, and now he's writing comics. Yeah.
So you feel like he's writing her coattails, or
she's just not writing as much. She's not putting out as much comics or art as she used to until they got together. And usually when I like people that collaborate with their lovers in art stuff, I usually like the product of that. And with this one, I haven't. So I don't know. I couldn't tell which was the book that they did here. And eventually I found out it was that Wonder Woman, the Yara Flor one.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, okay, like, I love the art, but the story is like whatever. Like, and then I don't know if the story is going to be better than what we read before.
Right.
So
I love that one panel where they're taking the picture and Yara's smiling and the grandmother isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But she just has this huge frown on.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Laugh.
I think that's her aunt.
Yeah.
Grandma.
No.
It was in Spanish. I couldn't read it.
Listen, you don't. Well, listen.
It was in Portuguese.
She said right, and she said aunt in English. But either way, like, don't. I'm just saying, in real life, here's a pro tip for you: don't go calling people's aunts their grandma, because it's gonna turn out bad for you. Letting you know right now, goddamn. Like, I'm trying to help you live your life. It don't matter if the aunt is actually a grandma for somebody else. They just don't want to be called grandma.
A tip with women, Joe, just call them their sisters. You'll get
all right. All the sisters. There you go. Right.
And there was a news story we forgot or didn't get to, which was the Benedict Cumberbatch saying that he won't play Thrawn even if they ask him to. He just doesn't want to deal with makeup. He says his family is too important for him to spend hours in the makeup chair before and after the shoot, which is kind of funny. Like, if it were being done by Berlanti, he wouldn't have a problem because they just put a blue wig on him and call it a day.
I'm Thrawn.
Cumberbatch also apologized for not being in WandaVision for some reason.
I wish he didn't want to be in Star Trek.
Damn. Why are you gonna do him like that?
Not him, just that Star Trek. Like, that Khan is not good.
It's not terrible.
I mean, he did a great job, but
yeah, he did a great job. But yeah, look, original Con leagues better. I don't know what metric to use because it's had a whole different measuring system.
Parsecs.
Yeah.
I'm glad I finally have a Star Trek fan I can talk to.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, the wrap up music.
Dude, I tell you, man, it's hard out here.
Oh, that's not wrap up music.
Oz, why don't you use the final thoughts, man?
I'm just glad this whole nonsense is over so I can go and watch the Snyder Cut and fat my brains out.
Look, that's going to be out tomorrow, 9 a.m.
It's 45 minutes for me.
Okay, there we go.
Wait, 9 a.m.? Oh.
Yeah, they don't do midnight releases.
Oh, that's some bull.
Yeah, they did that with Wonder Woman. I was pissed.
Hilarious.
Cancel my subscription.
I was waiting for his brain to catch up. Jay, final thoughts.
So after 3 years and 75 episodes, DuckTales reboot is canceled. I'm gonna miss that show. It was amazing. They did great things. Hopefully, at some point, I'll get to see the end of it.
What's stopping you from seeing the end?
I've been watching it on Amazon, and they didn't get the last episodes.
It's not on Disney Plus?
I don't have. No, it won't be on Disney Plus until like the spring, I think.
Oh, gotcha. Interesting. That's crazy that they canceled that show. I know it was really popular.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a throwback to how they only used to let shows do like a certain number of episodes. I think 75 is like the current 65. So they just pulled it, even though it was great and people loved it, critics and fans. They're just like, well, so what? We're just gonna cancel it. Fuck you fans.
That's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they said. Moses Magnum, final thoughts.
Hey, do what you do. Check out, subscribe, like. We got reviews that we didn't get to last week on our YouTube channel. We got content coming. I gotta pee.
Well, like Moses said, I gotta pee. Do what he said, the other things too. We're the Fantastic Forum. We'll be back next week. We're going to be talking about the Snyder Cut. So, yeah, it's going to be wild. Make sure you come back. We'll see you next week. I gotta pee.